I go to school, but I don't go to school. So we're not going to have any of the AI intros from you or Javier.
Oh, no.
I don't have the let's get in here. We got to start the show.
You're the worst,
I just got the
Tim.
regular music. I know.
Stop talking. We're already live.
That's fine. I'm just warning everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Funky Panther. We are live for the first 30. We've got a special guest, Sam, here from Funky Picnic Brewery. Want to say hey? So glad to have you. So glad to have you and just you. You know what I mean? Like, no one else needed to be here.
No.
You were the boss.
We got a strictly no Collins policy.
Yeah, no Colin policy.
Yeah, Colin Farrell wanted to come on the show, and we told him no.
No, sorry. We got this no Colin thing that we've been working through. So,
And I love Colin Firth, but I said no Colin Firth. Your British accent can't access these halls. No, I did say it. I did post on a live video this afternoon while I was at work, and I did say that Colin wasn't able to come on, but we will have him on a later date, or even
No.
Oh.
Sorry, he lost his opportunity. You
Okay,
know what
sorry,
I mean?
I was
We're
wrong.
done.
You're
Even though he reached out and he was so very nice. No, forget it. Done.
That's what he's known for.
Really?
Being nice, not following through.
You heard it first.
oh, this is really good.
All right, so cheers, I guess. Cheers.
Cheers.
What are we starting off with?
Clink.
With the beer?
Yes.
Oh, this is our Mexican lager, La Raza. It's very tasty lager.
It always is.
Oh, it's so good. So good. These are the perfect size glasses for emptying these cans out. Like, we're going to run through these no problem. So, what has everyone been up to? You two have been gone.
Speaking of, hold on, real quick. Colin's on the group chat.
Oh, is he?
He's like,
He's like, out there talking shit?
He's like, I'm listening in at least. Heavy exclamation points.
He says that like it's going to change how we'll
chat's
talk
not
about
coming
him.
Yeah, I don't know. Why not.
It isn't going to help
Live
you,
chat,
sir.
there we go.
No, it's this is delicious. I
And,
mean, obviously.
Why don't you pull the chat out? You can just grab it and
What?
you can hit the maximize. You can move it. Just yeah. There you go.
Well, I mean, it's not doing anything, so.
Oh man, it worked great last time. I don't know what you did.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it
yeah,
is.
we just had to. There you go. Just gotta. There's Colin.
So real quick, the hard part about the first 30 is that we're drinking these beers, and we don't want to get into the meat and potatoes because that's for the real part of the show.
Right.
And I do love. There's so many questions I want to ask.
I feel like we kind of took this from JJTM a little bit because what they do is they do their shoot the shit portion at the beginning of their show, and they get their guest all liquored up. That way they're a little bit more open.
Listen, we didn't steal shit from anybody. The first 30 is 100% TFP property.
Well,
Like,
yeah, the first 30 is. Yeah.
So didn't steal
And
shit.
now here I am getting y'all liquored up.
Right,
I brought the
and
beer.
we're gonna spill all the guts here. You know?
What's up, Colin? What's up, Teresa? How's it going? Thank y'all for joining.
Yeah, and if you're on here live, thank you very much because we know the Rangers are playing.
I know Teresa's watching both.
She is. She's got both.
She definitely has both. We were watching it just a little bit ago, right before the show. Rangers killing it already.
One of the
Continue.
problems with drinking a beer out of glasses, I got this mustache.
Yeah.
and I
yeah.
need. Have you seen the mustache dams? Y'all need to sell those. Put them up.
What?
Put them up in the store at Funky Picnic. They go across the beer, so
Yeah.
it protects your mustache. And so whenever you drink, the beer does not get onto the mustache. It comes through kind of like a sippy cup a little bit.
Okay, that's doing too much. That is doing
mean,
way too much.
When you got
Sippy cups you guys need. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like just mustache jams is feeding into the stereotype of craft beer.
it is,
Right.
it is
Oh, for sure.
100%.
But
So you want Dairy Queen to sell it for their gravy to also?
I don't-
So,
I don't
wait, are you
drink
talking
their-
about dripping gravy straight into your mouth? Is that what you're?
You don't drink.
Just drinking it out of the
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Whenever I make I get extra rolls with my steak fingers, and I put them in like little sandwiches, and then I'll dip it in. But there are times where I'll have too much steak finger, and I'll just get the cup of gravy, and I'll just take a little sip.
They sell
You
rolls.
are a gluttonous. I love you. I love you
do
so
the
much.
chocolate milk thing where you then go brrr.
You know what? I did, and I'll tell you. I think it was age showing. There was an episode of Step by Step where Cody would get the syrup and then
Yeah,
put the milk in
and
it.
the shake that.
And I was like, I want to do that now, and then I did it, and I was like, this isn't the same.
No,
This is not-
no.
Stupid.
So yeah.
I mean, okay, so is that your go-to at Dairy Queen? Is steak finger
fingers?
basket?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's
Okay,
all I get.
So this is what I got to
Really?
do though.
Yeah.
I get steak fingers, but then I get sides at Chicken Express because they don't have mashed potatoes.
So you make a two-stop?
You bang this thing?
Yeah.
Is that where you get the rolls at too?
And the corn, because I had to put corn into I put a hole in the roll and put the steak finger inside, and then I put the mashed potatoes and then I put the corn, and then it's my little.
That's doing way too much, dude.
Hey man, look, if you're
Maybe
gonna,
you should just cook dinner if you're gonna go through all this effort.
I should though, right? Look, trust me. Like I think I have an air fryer. I could just easily put the steak fingers in there, put the rolls in there,
Yeah.
and then just microwave some mashed potatoes and quick nuke some corn.
So how many
microwave.
stops are you making in this journey? Do you go to DQ and
Go to DQ
swing by
and then
Chicken
I swing-
Express?
yeah.
DQ.
So you've got to
That's
go.
what I like about Texas.
That's pretty spot on.
Thank you.
So you've got to go. You've got to go
Sponsored by-
past your house.
Oh, hey, yes.
Reach out,
I will
DQ.
take that. Their tacos are top notch. Their tea tacos are perfect.
So you got to go past your house.
Yeah.
So you go because in relation to where he lives, right?
Right.
I live in between both.
So he goes to DQ one way, then he has to drive past his house into River Oaks to go to Chicken
I
Express.
didn't think about that.
And
That's
then come
doing
back.
too much, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just.
It
love.
would make sense if it was like right across the street, like if you're going to Chick-fil-A to get something and then DQ, but no, man.
Well, see, I didn't realize DQ had anything other than steak fingers. I thought it was steak fingers and blizzards, and that's it.
Jolito's Ranch Burger.
Tots.
That's the other thing I like.
I got
Gotta have
tots.
those
Tots?
tots.
Really?
Not all of them.
Okay.
You got to find the right franchise.
So most people don't know this, but there's two different DQs. They have the American Fare DQ, and then they have the Southern DQs. And the Southern DQs sell they used to sell the Dude, which was a steak sandwich. So basically, they're steak fingers instead of being cut up on a
Yeah.
sandwich, right? And then steak fingers. You can't go get steak fingers up in like the northern Dairy Queens.
That's bizarre.
They just don't have them.
That's crazy.
And they look at you like you're insane.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a Texas thing, I suppose. You know, what I've always been concerned about is, does everyone have the same jingle? Like, what do other states have?
DQ. That's what I like about Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think it quite.
just doesn't-
It doesn't flow.
It doesn't.
What do they have?
That's what I like about Minnesota too. I don't know.
Minnesota. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so
Doesn't
either.
come out right.
I don't know.
Okra from Chicken Express with DQ steak fingers. It's another good selection. The RAP podcast. What's up?
Hey, shout out to you guys. Congratulations.
Yeah,
I know
hit-
Johnny. Johnny, shout out to the boys over there that got best of Reader's Choice. So congrats to those.
Yeah, I
guys.
commented on their Facebook one because I still use Facebook, you know.
Yeah, it's cute.
And so I got on there and I was like, man, I'm proud of you guys. Little backstory. They had this beef with us, this fake beef, right? It's kind of like what rappers do, right? Drives up numbers.
Right.
It's just
That's what they're.
impossible
That's
beef.
what exactly.
Beyond. Yeah.
It was so fake, but that's what they were going for, right? They wanted this. They started this fake beef with us, and they said they were coming for us. They were going to get Fourth Weekly, and we're like,
And they
whatever.
did it.
And
They
they
did
did. And so I'm really proud of those guys. We're going to have them on in the near future. I've already started. We're going to work.
I told
out,
them to
so.
go for Editor's Choice because that's the big one. You want to get Editor's Choice, and Johnny's like, oh, we don't want to step on Andrew's toes, and he's been so good to us. Me. Loser talk.
Oh my God.
Did Andrew get Editor's Choice?
Yeah, he got Editors. Yeah, he got
This is the second year he's gotten
second
it, right?
year in a row. So
Yeah.
he's got like 8 more to go until he gets to JJTM's.
Well, they never got editors, I don't think, at least, but maybe once.
I
No,
don't have an
JJTM?
idea. They had a cover, so who
They were on the
cares?
cover.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? It doesn't matter who gets best of until you make the cover, in my
But-
opinion.
but,
when you make
shout
the
out-
cover, it's like, oh, God, you did it.
But
Something.
shout out to them. Enjoy it. We enjoyed it whenever we got ours. So, props to them. And, So, do you like other Dairy Queen products? I'm sorry. I'm just
Nice
thinking about Dairy Queen
segue.
now.
No, okay, but Chad asked us. He's like, "What the hell we been up to, right?"
Oh, yeah.
Because we've
I
been
did.
gone, right?
Well, what have you been up to? Because we were planning on having you all here earlier, but, me and Tim were out of town
Last week,
last week. So, what have you been up to?
Well, I work a lot, but
Yeah.
I did make it to Denton Arts and Jazz Fest this past weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't think I'd been since I was a kid because I grew up in the Denton area.
Okay.
His not changed in 30 years. Except for now I can buy a beer there
There you go.
for $8.
Very important. Okay, well,
So is it mostly just jazz music, like musicians out there playing, or do they do other genres?
pretty sure it's pronounced
kind of
Yaz.
Yaz, and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Yaz.
Yeah, Yaz.
Yeah, I know they had Brave Combo, I think, Sunday night, but I didn't stay that late because the Cowboys were playing. But they have several different stages, and some of them are bigger names. Some of them are like little high school jazz bands.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
like Beer Man is one that I ran into my parents at, and but yeah, it's just walking around. It's free to get into. Just kind of walk around. There's a creek that runs right through it, so the kids are always playing in the creek. That's what I remember.
Oh, we definitely need to next year. We need to check that out.
Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds
that'd be
awesome.
cool.
I love jazz music.
Yeah, Chad and I both were in a high school jazz band. So.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can, what I learned, because I hadn't been in 30 years, so you can bring in beer, you just can't bring it to the main concert areas. It says no coolers, no pets. That's loosely guarded, because my
Gotcha.
dog was with me, and
Yeah.
my dad had a cooler, a soft-sided cooler. So
Gotcha.
Go
As
to
long as you're not
Bearded
being
Monk.
crazy with it, yeah.
Yeah, go to Bearded Monk,
Oh,
get
yeah.
some beer to
we
go.
went there. I love that
Monk.
place.
Walk right over and walk in.
God,
Yeah.
it's been so. I haven't been to Denton in over a year.
Yeah.
Since we went to go to have pizza and went to the Bearded Monk.
I always forget the name of the bar that is basically like a house. And it's like one of my favorites, and I always forget
Oak
it.
Street Draft House.
Yes.
Yes.
Love that spot.
Yes.
They always have great beer on tap. They got a really cool patio. Yeah. It's kind of, close to a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I love that.
The last time we went to Denton, so one of our childhood memories moved to Denton, and it was a pizza place that was at Ridgemore Mall that was over here, and they moved to the Denton
Golden Triangle
Mall.
Yeah.
And so we went all the way up there to eat this pizza, and the same family that worked at it here still owns it and still is managing it. The same lady that I used to get pizza from whenever I was like 10.
Now, this is
years
mall
old.
pizza. Keep in mind, this is mall pizza. But it was like such a big deal to us growing up and in high school, like because we were at Ridgemore a lot. Like all the food was the exact same. The family, like you said, was the same. But we loved it. And it was mall pizza. Like
I put against a lot of other pizzas. though.
Would you put it against Funky Picnic's pizza?
No.
It's a different kind of pizza.
It's a different,
mall
kind of
pizza is
It's
kind of
mall-
in the realm.
Mall pizza. Sorry.
Mall pizza is kind of like the 6th Street and Austin pizza. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? They're
yeah.
kind of like that
Yeah.
that greasy, sloppy deliciousness.
Yeah.
It's just a little different than the
This
class.
is professionally
of
good
Funky Picnic.
pizza versus like 6th Street pizza where like the dough isn't even cooked all the way and like they
But
just
it
put
hits the
sauce.
spot when you need
Yes,
it.
Yes, absolutely,
exactly.
100%.
But it wouldn't hit the spot anywhere else.
right, right.
And hopefully you don't wake up like at 6 a.m. with a terrible stomach ache. That'd be Funky Picnic.
Okay, well, cool.
Not like Funky Picnic.
All
You
right, so
don't
I'm gonna answer your question that you've been asking us, right?
There was
Yeah.
a question?
Yeah. So I flew into Vegas.
Oh my, you were
yeah.
out of town?
Yeah, I was out of town. So flew into Vegas on Sunday. Stayed at the Golden Nugget. That's
Love
my
it.
hotel that I stay at now. I just pretty much just stick on old downtown Vegas, Fremont. It's weird Vegas. And so Golden Nugget got a suite.
Ooh, fancy
I sprung,
boy.
I sprung for a corner suite. It was nice.
Was it like $20 more than a normal room?
No, I mean it was not substantially more expensive,
Yeah.
but it was a little bit more expensive. So we got a suite. Spent most of our time out there. We ate at this place called Pizza Rock, which they're known for their pizza, obviously,
and
and
cooking it on rocks.
and their rocks. They have it's pretty overwhelming. So if you were there drunk or on any other substance, I don't think you would be able to order anything because they have so many different styles of pizza, and then within those styles, so many different pizzas that you can order in combinations.
So how is it like the menu confusing, or is it like
No,
step
no.
1, choose your type, step 2?
No, so they've got them broken up like, Detroit style.
Okay.
They've got it Sicilian. They've got, whatever, New York style.
Sicilian.
Do they have? No, you can't do that. Do they have a? Do they have a bagel pizza?
No, they don't have that.
I mean, that
There's
wouldn't
no
that be
bagel,
good?
no bagel bites. Yeah, so we ate there one night. We went to Hugo's Cellar, which is kind of our go-to steakhouse.
Oh, is that the place with the prime rib?
It's at the
Oh,
no,
prime rib.
This is at the Four Queens,
okay.
and it's their steak. It's their actual steakhouse. They
There's
do
a
that.
really good strip club in front of the Four Queens.
Is there?
Is it still there?
I didn't see
Oh,
one.
okay, never mind.
No. Anyways, so went there. Then we went to where I got the shirt at. It's Tattoo Chicken, and it's at Meow Wolf.
He said it so proud, and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
So they've got this thing. So if you don't know what Meow Wolf is, it's kind of like an interactive art installation. They have one in Vegas. They've got one now in Grapevine. There's like 3 others or something like that.
Yeah, there's one in, I think Albuquerque, or is it Santa Fe? There's one in New
Somewhere,
Mexico.
yeah.
The one in New Mexico.
I think
one
it's in
Denver.
Albuquerque. I think it's in Albuquerque because the balloon was there.
Yeah.
The balloon was in Albuquerque.
So that
Yeah.
one, Denver, Vegas, and Fort Worth.
In Fort Worth. Okay,
Yeah.
so like Fort, yeah. So the one in Vegas is Omega Mart, and it's crazy. You walk inside, it's like a grocery store, right?
Right.
And they actually have real products on the shelves and everything with all sorts of weird stuff on them.
Santa Fe. That's where it is. Thanks, Colin.
over-
Thanks for being here, not being here. You know what I mean?
Way to
Over in
try to be involved.
He's just gonna chime in.
From the chat.
in the cooler section, though, they have Tattoo Chicken, and it's these chickens that have tattoos all over them.
And you can actually buy them?
No. It's
Okay.
it's fake.
So what can you buy in the store?
So they have different you can buy shirts and different things like that.
So
They
not
have-
from the grocery store.
No, you can't buy in the grocery.
They said it was actual product.
stuff. It looks like real product and it feels like real product. And if you shake the cereal boxes, things move. But it kind of looks like dingy, but like almost that atomic era, like you know what I'm talking about, like the mid-century.
Yeah, like Alamo Gordo, like
yeah.
you know, White Sands.
Yes. So it kind of feels like
atomic
that.
facility stuff.
And when you're in there, like they have like these announcements going, and then all of a sudden the music's like, it sounds like a record player dying off, and then someone gives like this crazy, like, this particular chemical that they're putting in the stuff does this to control people, and
like
this whole
fluoride
thing,
in the water.
So yeah, but it's just like any other Meow Wolf where you can open up doors and explore.
Right.
And we spent like 2.5 hours there, but
Damn. Was it packed?
yes,
Because one in Grapevine was packed when I went.
and we
It was,
went
like,
we went on
uncomfortably packed.
a Monday, like Monday afternoon, and it was packed.
Yeah, but it's Vegas.
It is.
I guess it would always be
But
packed, probably.
it had a bunch of kids and stuff, man. It was weird.
So while I was in Albuquerque, sorry to hijack.
No, you're good. You're good.
So while you were talking about Meow
Yeah.
Wolf, I did bring a 6-pack. You know, I didn't know if you wanted to try it or not, but it's a 6-pack of their Japanese rice.
Yes.
Yeah, but I got it.
I don't care, yes.
I got it at Marble Brewery. So it was a 6-pack. So I was like, oh well, we can all enjoy it. Maybe I'll. And I was like, I thought the can looked pretty cool, and I got it
does
on a
look cool.
flight.
Did you say Marlboro? Brewery?
Marble
Brewery.
Okay.
Marlboro Brewery.
They just put the cigarettes out in the beer and go ahead and can that shit.
The TTB has something to say about that.
That's the best. You know, speaking of weird beers, though, it wouldn't put it past me if our friends Martin House come up with something. You know,
Cigarette beer?
it would like, yeah,
They already
Some-
had the menthol.
I know, tobacco beer. Here you go. Yeah, so we went to Vegas, did all that, did the Meow Wolf thing. So that was like the big thing. We were gonna go to the Hoover Dam, but it was just we were there for such a short time.
Yeah.
But then flew immediately from there to Phoenix. Met up with Javier.
That's a cool can.
It is. Met up with Javier, Tammy, Leslie, my sister. Got to see my niece who's living out in Tempe right now. And we went and saw the Postal Service and Death Cab for Cutie. And that was
Nice.
the best.
Yeah. So y'all met up at that place. That's the only place y'all saw each other,
No,
right?
no. We saw it. So we stayed at, my sister got an Airbnb. We all just stayed at the Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice.
But we were only together for lunch, kind of, and did a little bit of shopping. And then
concert, and then the next day we had to go to
y'all-
Flags. We went to the Grand Canyon and Flagstaff.
yeah, y'all took off. We went to Jerome. So I got to go to the Pucifer store up there. I bought a tapestry. I was gonna buy. It's cool. It's actually really cool. It's from their Reckoning album.
Okay.
Reckoning,
The stores and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like on the cliff. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
So we started at the bottom and worked our way to the top. Right. Started at the bottom and now we're here. You know. Anyways,
Oh, God.
so
All right, I'm leaving, guys.
It was fun until Tim said something like that. Come on.
so we worked our way.
That
up
was
to-
straight fire, man.
Yeah, we worked our way up to the
Straight fire. I
top.
fucks with
I
that.
fucks with that.
I fucks with that.
And
Jesus.
ate at this place called Haunted Hamburger.
Okay.
And I wish I took a picture because we had the best view. Because where we were like up at the top of the hill, and we like the window that we sat in front of just overlooked basically out to the valley. So
That's awesome.
It was great. Went to a brewery there, not brewery. Went to a bar there, called I think it was like the Wicked Bar, Wicked Pub or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tried some mead, had some PB&J mead from this place that's actually in Arizona.
Superstition?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They have some of the best mead. They're
yeah,
fantastic.
so you can get their PB&J mead here at Total Wine, which I'm going to go to Total Wine and buy that. It was like 14%, and it tasted like I was drinking peanut butter and jelly.
It sounds like diabetes.
Yeah,
basically.
like 100%. Like it was
super thick, viscous. Yeah,
it
it's
was
like
the
syrup.
sweetest thing that I've ever consumed. But
Yeah.
it literally, how they got the essence. I mean, it tasted like grape jelly, and you had the peanut butter flavor in there. It was like more jelly than peanut butter, which is my ratio that I
Right.
like, and so it was perfect.
It's all extract for kids.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They actually, Superstition had a blueberry mead that was like the #1 mead in the world for the longest time. They're like one of the top.
Yeah, I tasted it.
meaderies. Did you?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I can't remember what's it called. It was something like Galactic Blueberry or something.
I have no idea.
Spacey, I
The
think.
dude that was running the bar, so he's got a really cool setup because he actually lives above the bar. He got lucky. So he wakes up and just walks downstairs and goes to work.
That'd be a hell of a gig. I would love to live where I work.
Whenever he's done, he just walks back up, goes to sleep or whatever. But he was so friendly and welcoming, and he was just like, "Here, taste this. Here, taste this. Here, taste this. Which one do you like?" And so we got to taste several different ones, and of course, we settled on the PB&J. But
Nice. Would you ever want to live, like, if there was a 2-story second story to Funky Picnic. Would you want to live above it and just walk downstairs to work?
I've felt like I've lived there for so many years.
I believe that, yeah.
At least if my dog was there and I could just go take her for a walk instead of driving like half an hour.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just to come back to work.
Yeah.
The house across the street, the like rundown house across the street was up for rent. And so several of the staff members were like, hey, should we go in together and then like make this a reality TV show, like Real World Funky Picnic? You work together, and then they were like it's a Real World Jersey Shore mix up.
Honestly,
I'd watch that shit.
And then I was like, and then that helps pay for the house because it's stupid expensive, I'm sure, for being right there.
I would watch that.
But now it says it's zone commercial, so I don't know what that means because it's way too crappy of a house for someone to want to run a business out of.
Probably to
They're gonna
tear it
demolish
down
that
and
shit and
build
put
something.
But it's rent. It's for lease.
Oh, weird.
Commercial.
That's weird.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
weird.
That's what do you? I mean, that's
Some kind of office. It had to be like some kind of little office or something.
That whole area, though, it is confusing because, I mean, like you're saying, you got those little houses that are still kind of pocketed in off of, back behind Bryan and all that area. And I have no idea what they're going to do with them.
Nah.
Probably the same thing they did over here on Robert's Cutoff. They had all these, they had 4 Craftsman homes that they just nixed out.
I've got a dilemma. I don't know if I should open this big ass beer and just drink it all, because we still have.
Well, I do.
Four other beers.
These I want for the show. That way, people know what we're drinking.
Okay.
And I mean, it's very.
Will someone split me one of these then?
I'll split.
Okay, cool.
And you can have this if you want to.
can't-
If you want to just keep it and display it, because I know people do that. But I saw the can. Me and Tammy went when we were in Albuquerque.
I'm 100%
I'm gonna be real.
This beer.
I'm gonna
We're not displaying this.
Hang on.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I just took a sip
Beers
of
are
it.
for drinking.
This is not.
Thank you.
This is not for me.
No?
It's
This
not?
is not for me.
Tammy liked it.
Let me see. It's a rice beer?
It's a Japanese rice.
Colin, you can chime in the chat. We did a collab with Vector Brewing that I believe was a rice beer. I think it was a Koji rice beer with Vector Brewing in Dallas
Oh, very cool.
for their anniversary 2 years ago.
I'm just not a big fan of rice beers.
I like it. This one's a little.
It is a bit light, isn't it? Well, I mean, I had it maybe 6 beers before.
I like it.
Good. It's not for me. I'm gonna drink it though.
You better. It was a gift.
Yes, Koji rice. Thank you.
Yeah, beers are great. I think.
Thanks for your contribution
Also-
to the conversation.
Also,
Beers
hey
are good.
Joe.
Oh, it's
See Joe in the chat.
Joe.
What's up, Joey?
Get brewed up, Chad.
That dude's everywhere.
What are you talking about?
He is getting brewed up.
I put brewed up on the fucking story today for this whole thing. What do you mean get brewed up? I am brewed up. Damn it. So how was your trip, Javier?
Cool. We drove. So, thankfully, I scammed my way to use
Should've
my
flown, my
collision.
dude.
I should have flown. I scammed my way to use my insurance to rent a car
Right.
and then drive to El Paso because my truck has no AC, so I'm not going to drive, But drove to El Paso. Was supposed to meet up with Kobos over there. Some stuff happened, and so we had to meet up with her in Phoenix. So we stayed the night in El Paso. Had some pretty great pizza over there. Of course, Juarez is across the way, and so you can smell.
Did you dip in?
I can't. I didn't. I should have brought my passport.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool. I would have brought some antibiotics.
Did you get
or-
those tacos? El Paso's, they've got this one taco spot. I can't remember the name of it, but they're
Taco Bell.
smothered. Fuck no. No.
I had some of that for dinner tonight. It was delicious.
Or they're fuck, I'm going to have to look it up. It's some kind of smothered taco with sauce on top, almost like
an
a
enchilito? Or
yeah, something like that. Not quite like a tapatio, but something like that. I'll have to
Yeah.
look it up. But they're very well known for it. And I've never been to El Paso. I want to say El Paseo. I've been to El Paseo. I love El Paseo. No, I've never been to El Paso, so I've never been able to go.
I don't really like the city.
But it was a long road trip. We woke up, went to a nice little coffee spot over there. Drove to Phoenix. We're supposed to go to White Sands, but it would have taken us maybe about 6 or 7 hours off, or 3 hours off the beaten path to go there and go to Phoenix. So got to Phoenix, met up with your sister and your niece. Your niece, by the way, Scarlett, hilarious.
She's don't
hilarious.
feed into it.
She's very cool.
Yeah, no, she's a good kid.
Whenever we were watching the Postal Service, Chico's Tacos.
That's it. Thanks, Christy.
I'm too old
Boss.
to be able to read that far. So I'm
Also
there's
from the-
something. I see tacos.
Also from the chat, Sam says, Javier, you need to fix your stand. You know what you need to do? You need to scoot that further up. Move this one back.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
not
sticking
the
out
best
too far.
There you go.
Okay.
And then move
I
the.
didn't want to block anything.
And then it'll
scoot the
never.
thing up.
Okay, cool.
Move it close to your face now. Yeah, no, more. More.
Oh my lord. So now whenever we went to go watch the Postal Service, and I was like, who's opening for him? And your niece is like, I think it's the United States Postal Service. and then me and Tammy had a good chuckle, and Tammy's like, I'm gonna call them that from now on.
Yeah.
They're not the Postal Service anymore. They're the
USPS.
United States Postal Service.
USPS came out and they did their whole speech about through rain and snow and sleet. It was
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
it was really
100%
touching.
beautiful.
And then
Honestly,
Death
they're
Cab opened up.
struggling. That
Yeah.
They
might
are
be
struggling.
that might be a good little
For
combo
them to have
right
a
there.
USPS
Yeah.
band.
Did you know that they actually used Such Great Heights on their commercials for maybe 2 or 3 years?
I did not
The
know
Postal
that.
Service.
What
That
if they
doesn't
had
surprise me.
they partnered with Postal Service to do surprise deliveries to people's homes where they sang a song
That'd been genius.
See,
right?
perfect.
But you don't know. So you have to use USPS
You
to
just
possibly have
cross
Postal
your
Service
fingers,
come to your
yeah.
home.
I want Ben Gibbard in my house.
I expect
I
just-
royalties on this idea.
Yeah, please.
which one did you like better?
Well,
Did you like Death Cab better or Postal Service?
Same, right?
No.
Postal Service,
Different.
because it was I saw them 10 years ago when they were here.
Okay.
And I left midway after they played Transatlanticism.
Uh-huh.
I left to the merch line because it was maybe an
Okay,
hour
yeah.
wait, and I ended up waiting 20
Isn't it
minutes.
just perfect circle opening up for Tool?
Yeah,
No.
but
different.
no, it's Jenny Lewis
Different.
was
Isn't it? It's like the same thing.
No, it's different.
What's different about it?
Jenny Lewis and Jimmy Tamburello.
Yeah, the singing, because they have a female vocalist, and then they bring in.
If you've watched The
yeah.
Wizard, Jenny Lewis, she she was with Rilo Kiley, and but
Okay.
yeah, she played.
Yeah, so good. Death Cab for me.
Yeah.
I like the entire set. I felt like I was 17, 18 years old
Yeah.
again, driving around in my car, just blaring that's in my sad boy days,
Yeah.
just blaring some sad boy music.
Man, my sad boy days are every day.
You just blared every day.
Just blared every day. That's
Aw.
right.
That was good. It was good. It really was. So the sets were so simplistic in nature.
Well, because they just played their 2 albums. Death Cab played Transatlanticism, and Postal Service played Give Up because it was the 20th anniversary for both of those albums. So
But it was just, they had 3 tiered stages, and then so Death Cab was all in black with red accents, and so all their lighting was red and all that stuff. But they had these lights that went around each tier of the stage. They had a drum at the very top tier, things like that. So it was really cool. And then they do their set change, and then Ben comes out, and everybody else and the Postal Service come out all in white, and so now everything's in white accents because it coincides
And
with
he
the album.
spins in a circle, and his outfit becomes white.
Yeah,
He's
pretty
a
much,
magician
yeah.
too.
Yeah, he's a
Very
magician.
So he just stays on stage the entire time, spins around, and he turns white.
Yeah,
Freddie
That's
Mercury.
100%. It was great.
right.
but we did that. Went to the Grand Canyon, stayed the night. I'd never been to the Grand
How
Canyon
close did you
before.
get?
I'm not stupid. I'm not going to creep up.
So you're not me.
No.
Oh, I
no.
sat right near the edge, like a rock right near the ledge.
Yeah.
Not on the ledge. I'm not
So
stupid.
I would laugh
But
at you.
For those
a rock
looking,
next to the ledge.
I was literally the Grand Canyon, and I'm standing like this.
He said he's standing over the Grand Canyon, leaning over. He's trying to kill himself.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get yelled at.
You're one of those statistics where they're taking the selfie.
No selfie. 100% statistic though.
Yeah.
Jesse's flipping out. She's having a mild heart attack behind me, and she's a good mile behind me because she won't get that close. I mean, she was absolutely terrified because where we went, we did the skywalk.
Yeah. North Rim, I think.
Yeah, the
West-
last thing.
West Rim.
East West. I think
It's West Rim.
West Rim, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she freaked out.
And they have a lot of helicopters and shit over there too. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. It is definitely freaking out though. You're walking on glass, and I love that kind of shit. But then you're looking down, you're like, oh shit, this could crash
Dude,
at any time.
I loved it. I couldn't stop looking down.
It
I was
was-
like,
was so
please
cool.
break underneath me.
Have you done that in Chicago in the Sears Tower?
No,
whatever it's
I
called
haven't
now?
yet.
The
Yeah.
slide? Is that the slide?
No,
Or
where
which
the-
one is
Well, I
the-
think they have that now.
But the wall moves or
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, it didn't move last time I was there. But my mom's scared of heights, so I always take photos at stuff like that. I'm like, oh, hey, look at me.
You're so crazy. Even now, I'm starting to kind of get the heavy sweats.
I have a
'cause-
respect for heights. My brother is absolutely like he can't even watch shows or anything like YouTube videos where someone's doing something crazy at a height. Like can't even do it. It freaks him out.
Yeah, I love it. I like that rush.
I'm all for it.
I don't get a rush.
No?
No, I'm a psycho, man.
I feel like I could just fall. You know what I mean? And so it's almost like
And you would survive because that would be your luck,
we all
right?
know
Yeah.
that I would survive no matter what happens. You know what I
Does
mean?
anyone? Well, you don't. But do y'all rock climb?
No.
No.
See, that's where you can get it.
I did do the rock climbing thing at Oshman's whenever it was there.
It was a treadmill. It was a rock treadmill.
It was a rock treadmill.
I mean, I've done some at Mineral Wells, but not like the rock climbers. You know, like boulder-ish things.
So if
but-
I was strapped in, I would do it. If there was a guaranteed way where I can climb the rock wall.
Would you trust either of these guys to be at the other end of
Fuck
the road?
no, I wouldn't. No, especially not this fucker.
Whoa! I'm way stronger than him.
Well, true. Okay, yeah, never mind.
I
All
never.
right. Tim would fly up. We'd be like, ooh, you know.
It has nothing
Y'all would
to do
die
with-
together.
I could belay any of you guys. It has nothing to do with strength.
Yeah, it has
Oh,
nothing.
no.
Yeah. So I didn't do.
attention span.
I never did any rock.
That 100%. Yes, for sure.
Never did rock climbing. I've rappelled quite a few times. Did high angle rescue courses and whatnot back in a previous life. But I did. I got to. I know. I got to rappel from the Azel Water Tower,
Wow.
and that was freaky because you come off like we went up to the very top inside of it and did some rappelling inside the actual tube, but then we went like up onto the top of it, and so you come off the slope that's like, pretty shallow, but then you have to traverse to a 90 degree, and then you go to a complete free fall where there's no ledge to bounce off of. Scared the crap out of me.
Wow, I thought you didn't get scared. I thought that heights were
Heights don't
no
bother
big
me.
Deal for
Heights
you.
don't bother me, but I did not trust my gear. Like I was so concerned, like coming off that the first time ever doing
Look,
it.
ma, no hands.
Yeah, exactly. The first time they tell us, okay, just let go, and I'm like, what? You got to lean back and your locks.
Right.
Yeah. That was.
So
freaky.
enough of you. So you asked, do you rock climb?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So my dad took me some as a kid at the what are the big towers in Carrollton that were like the old grain towers, the silos?
Oh, yeah, the silos. Yeah.
And he'd get me up there, and then I'd be like, I want to come down, and be crying, and he's like, oh, just try a little longer. So then
Try a little longer.
So then I started climbing, and he'd come climb with me, and he went up there once, and he was like, oh, I think I'm done. I'm like, just try a little longer. And you know what? He finished it.
Wow. Wow. Very nice.
And he said he was up there, and he was like, well, I guess I taught her this trick. So. But I don't have as much time anymore. But
Right.
Summit, which is now Movement, is like the gyms here. I haven't done outdoor climbing, but I want to.
Oh, very cool.
But definitely enjoy it a lot.
So what's these silos? It's like they converted into a.
Yeah, it's like old grain silos,
Yeah.
so they're super tall. So you get really high up there. But they had some outside ones on the outside, but it was inside. I think they're shut down now. But they have some, I think, in Oklahoma City, some similar ones like that. But a lot
That's
of times.
They've got those down in. They got silos down off of South Main behind JPS and all that. They should convert that to. That'd be so cool.
They should. We only have bouldering here in Fort Worth, so
Yeah.
they need some top rope.
Just hearing it scares the piss out of me.
Yeah. Have you been to Mineral Wells?
I've been there, but I haven't done any of the climbing.
They do a lot of climbing there. It's not like super tall, but it's still pretty cool. Yeah.
It's the goal. I just need somebody that has that experience of the outdoor climbing. I bought a crash pad, and then we never made it, and it's like I can't just go and be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Right.
I'm a bit of an introvert to just go make friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to do it.
I had never seen those pads before, and then I was in Joshua Tree, which most of it's pretty barren,
I
right?
went
Like
this
it's
year.
just
Yeah.
desert, right? But then you got these big fucking boulders that come out of nowhere, and they're huge. And then these people are climbing at night, and so like we're driving through the state park or national park, and then you just see like headlamps, like at the top of they're just specks on the top of these boulders, and these guys are just climbing these boulders at night. But like I saw them all carrying their big ass pads, earlier in the day. I'm like, damn, okay, these guys want to die. If I fall, this thing will get me. I'm fine.
Me and my dad went there in May, and we tried to go find rock climbers, and we walked all through one of the sections and saw all the signs being like, grade this here, this is the ratings of all of them. We could not find any rock climbers. We'd see
Really?
them leaving,
Yeah.
and we couldn't find any of them climbing. So then I just find some rocks and be like, I'm gonna climb this.
Look, I'm doing a thing.
Oh wait, I'm weak.
Like
So.
that, I understand like the rush, but I mean, like, what's that one documentary?
Dude, that's gonna go everywhere.
From El Capitan, I think was it El Capitan? That guy, free
solo, yeah.
like with no help or nothing. Like
Yeah, he's crazy.
that's
but
ridiculous. I don't have the balls for that.
but also he can climb way harder stuff than what he's free soloing.
Really,
But the being able to turn off that fear
yeah.
of being up there, because that's what'll get you killed.
Okay.
But yeah.
Kind of reminds
let me
me
take
of the Everest climbers. It's like the same thing. I would never. I don't know why I would never, because I used to be okay with heights, but then like I guess 9/11 and no,
Really?
no, but there was a huge gap where whenever I flew and then I had a bad
Funky beer.
experience on a plane, and it just like turned it off for me. I just like anything heights. I like get kind
Yeah,
of
probably
stiff.
a better idea.
I'll stiffen up and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, and just turn into a big old weenie. But maybe I should try to.
So you're afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Do you have any fears? Are you like anything that's like, oh, I can't do that, or I don't like spiders, or whatever?
Roaches are gross. I don't want anything
do
to do
you
with
fear
it.
them? They're
If
just
they're
gross.
flying at me, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
no. That's
Ah!
spiders, snakes. Like I can handle all those, and in a controlled environment, they're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with roaches. Like, do y'all? I got a zoo membership this year for the Fort Worth Zoo, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been a few times with some of my younger family members, and it's like, oh, look at the spider, look at the snake, and then you get to like the roaches and stuff, and I'm like, I'm
And
gonna
they're
wait
huge.
over here.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
I'm
pretty
like,
The
I
hissing
don't-
ones?
I don't want anything to do with those. And this year, I felt like water bugs that are like roach adjacent were a thing, and had more of those in my house than I've ever had.
Wow.
And I was not okay with it.
All right, so I opened up this bottle. Let me just preface this. This is an old beer,
We apologize in advance.
and it's got a lot of aceto. Like it's a little
So
acidic.
you don't have to drink any. You don't have to drink at all.
just take a sip of it. Just
So Tim and I used to brew, and we actually got okay. Okay, we were doing things that were okay, but when sour beers were a big deal, we started doing sour beers. And so this one is like 5 years old. I mean, it's been sitting. It's sour, but it was like a raspberry porter. And so it's the idea is it was supposed to be like a Jester King. What was the black metal?
I think so, yeah.
On I don't know, something. And
it did not turn out
Is it
that
awful?
way.
No.
I don't think it's awful. It's old, and the
So
first
this reminds me of Funkworks,
yeah.
like
Oh,
an
yeah.
old Bruin or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what it really reminds me.
yeah,
of.
old brew. That,
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah.
And it,
That's actually what we were going for.
no, it's
Sure.
not. No.
Sure was.
That's what we were going for. No.
No, it does. It kind of tastes like there's oakiness to it, but
Yeah.
we put no oak. There was no.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know.
That's the
It's
yeast.
not awful, but it's old.
And I think we used this regular yeast, to be honest with you, like regular, we didn't use anything crazy, but we didn't treat our raspberries at all, and so we let the just natural
the
bacteria.
funk from the
yeah.
raspberries, and then we used some saison yeast.
They were all bottle bombs.
It's old.
Yeah.
And it's brewing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not great, not awful, but it was fun.
This is
you
our
know,
last
something
one.
different.
Our
What do you-
last one.
Oh, really?
This was the last one. We don't have any more of these.
Well,
This is
cheers.
one. This is one that we were actually
I'll
kind
drink
of
it.
proud of that lasted.
I just spit it back into the cup.
Oh, cochino way. Oh, okay. So the last beer before we have really, really good beer.
All right, this is the last of 30 for 30 time.
You don't like sour at all, do you?
I do. I love sour. Like I had.
Just not that one.
Just
It's not bad. I mean,
It's not great either, but
It's cool.
You know.
It's a cool dog. It's a cool dog.
the problem is that once we went sour,
we fucked up
You never
everything
went
we
back?
had.
yeah, we couldn't go back.
All the tubing, all the glass, all the carboys, everything was jacked.
Because then we started
couldn't do
buying
anything.
like double of everything, and because we had to buy extra stuff to do our clean brews, and then they would somehow, because we kept everything together, it'd get infected. And
No one cares, Tim. We gotta stop
That
talking
happens-
about the back in the day type shit. You know what I mean?
all right,
That
whatever.
happens to the bigger brew. I mean, that
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to Jester King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of brewery. Well, shit, you know who it happened to Legal Draft a lot. They would come out with a beer and they'd like be sitting in cans for a couple of months, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is an old fashioned sour. Like what? No, it's not. It was not. That was not what you wanted it to be. But yeah, They did that quite a bit.
All right, so are we ready to
Kick it
kick
off?
it off? Yeah.
All right, everybody. That was the first 30.
Ah!
Let's get into this motherfucker, shall we? Oh, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas, we have got a hell of a show for you here on episode 151. We have got special guest Sam from Funky Picnic Brewery. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. If you've already been watching us on YouTube, you've caught the first 30. We've been kind of drinking a little bit, but we saved a lot of the good stuff for now, for you listening audience on the podcast. So we got some beer from our local brewery, Funky Picnic Brewery, and so we'll be going through those and asking Sam some,
All the hard-hitting questions.
hard-hitting questions. So sit back, relax, try to enjoy. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are
the Funky Panther.
Ha-ha.
We're gonna ask all the questions, the hard hitting questions, because the people they need to know.
The people need to know.
As Nardwar says,
Hey, what's
they need to. They need to know.
What's your favorite movie?
I mean, we're starting now. Like we're
Yeah.
just right off the get.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
As a kid, it was Liar Liar.
Ooh, that's a good
Okay.
one.
Oh man,
I was thinking about that.
pin is blue. I just think of the goddamn pin is blue.
That's a great one.
I was a big fan of Jim Carrey.
Was?
Absolutely loved it. I'm still am, but like, dude, quoting like Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, and Liar Liar, yeah, big part of my childhood.
What's that? What he did with his bud? Said, "Pardon me, sir. Do you happen to have Banaka or something like that?" I forget.
Is that still your favorite movie?
I don't know if I have a favorite movie. I really like Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Okay. I watched that not too long ago again. That's
I
great.
can quote all of. Well, never mind, because I just forgot the name.
All right, we're gonna
I could quote everything from that movie. I can't remember the name of though.
we're gonna find out her favorite movie right now. And the way we're gonna do this, I want you to imagine back in the time that you didn't have TV Guide necessarily.
go.
You were flipping through the channels, and you come across that one movie that you're going to, no matter where it's at, you're gonna stop right there. That's what you're doing for the rest of the time that it's on. What movie is that?
So it has to be on the flipping through the channels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it could be any new movie, but like just imagine like you're just flipping through something and you see that one movie, no matter where it's at, wherever it's playing at, 10 minutes, an hour into it, you're gonna stop and watch it.
You don't even care that there's commercials.
Yeah.
You're watching that whole movie.
Yeah, it'd probably be Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Okay,
Nice.
Yeah.
it's a good one.
I like
It's a
that
very
one.
good one. Jonah Hill in that one cracks me up. He's such a creeper. You know what I mean? He's so good. He's one of my favorite actors.
So yeah, help me with this, because it was one of Jonah Hill's first movies.
Yes.
And it's the Adam Sandler movie without Adam Sandler.
That's a Happy Madison production.
That's right, Monkey Play My Head. Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's
Oh,
Boy. Yep.
yes.
Grandma's Boy. I can go.
I haven't seen that
I've
one
got
in
that one,
years.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that one
that
in
is a one
years.
that Jesse and I watch all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we just get this hankering for Grandma's Boy. We'll probably watch it 3 or 4 times a year at least.
It's great.
Yeah.
Which one was it? I think it was a 40-year-old version where there's the eBay store and he wants
Yeah.
like the goldfish shoes.
I just wanna buy 'em.
He's like, I want to buy them now. And they're like, well, you have to go on eBay. He's like, no, I want them now.
But I'm here.
I'm here and I want these.
There was a Go Bay It store over off of
There's still a sign for
Altamira.
it
I
right
know,
by
yeah,
your
right by my work, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right. So we already cracked open and had a delicious beer from you. You want to tell us a little bit about the La Raza Mexican Lager that we had?
That's one of our. We've had that since we opened,
Mm-hmm.
and it really came about because before we had that beer on tap, we always had a 24-pack of Modelo in the
Hell yeah.
in the
Hell
fridge
yeah.
for the staff.
Yeah.
And our brewer Harper was like, "Why don't I just brew you a Mexican lager?" So it's a little bit more Modelo-esque in that it's kind of got those sweeter corn notes than some of the lighter,
Yeah.
lagers. And then we don't put any lime in it. We let you add that if you want it.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of craft Mexican lagers, I feel like, are like with lime.
And tahini.
Yeah.
You go dress it for dressed.
And we can do it. We do it dressed with chamoy and tahini.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't.
Right. Oh, for sure.
That's the
It
first
also
beer
makes
I
a
get.
really good michelada.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
drink
every time I've gone to Funky Picnic, it's the first one I've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
If it's not in flight, I'll just get it solo.
I don't drink Modelo's with lime. I drink them just regular. Dos Equis always put lime in it.
Yeah.
Modelo has more flavor
Yeah.
on its
Yeah.
own, and that's why I like our.
Yes.
I don't like a lot of craft Mexican lagers, and I might be biased, but
No way.
Ours is the best.
I've dabbled in a bunch of models myself.
No, you haven't. All right, I'm going to crack open this one for Tim and I. Y'all have that one. So this is the second beer we're going to have is I was told there would be cats here. Fest beer.
Yes, so that name came from our beer suggestion box.
You have a beer suggestion box?
Beer name suggestion
Oh,
box.
my God, I love that.
Why haven't we seen this?
I have no idea. Where is this?
Just like on the merch stand.
Oh, shit.
It's
Okay.
like a big yellow box.
You're gonna get flooded with a bunch of name
Yeah, you are.
suggestions.
And half of them are going to be the Funky Panther, but whatever.
Oh my!
We get
Look,
we get a lot of dicks.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know.
Dick-related.
Our goal is to get a drink named after us at every single place.
Well, we have one at Down and Out now. You can get the Funky Panther Shandy, but, that's
Which
not enough.
they perfected it actually. Like the first time I had it, I was like, man, I really don't care for this. Sorry, Eric. And then I came back and had it again. I was like, oh, they've really got this down now.
Nice.
Cheers! I'll drink to this.
Cheers.
Ha
But yeah, this beer name came from the beer name suggestion box because we always have good beer names, and our
Really
staff and our customers wanted to get in on it. But this is our fest beer. It was a collab with Roadmap Brewing in San Antonio for their 5-year anniversary.
Nice.
And we also have a Martzen Oktoberfest. But this is kind of the lighter in flavor, even though it's a little higher ABV version of the fest beer. So we have 2 Oktoberfest beers on right now.
So how does
6%? That's dangerous. Yeah, that's smooth. That's really good.
Very, very smooth.
how do those collabs normally work with y'all? Like, I mean, does a guest brewer come and y'all brew on your equipment or?
Yeah, so that's how it usually goes if we can.
Yeah.
It's an excuse to drink with your friends and make a beer
Sure,
together.
yeah.
So Dustin from Roadmap came up. He actually collabed with, I think, 5 different breweries all across the state of Texas for their 5-year anniversary.
That's sick.
And
really cool.
that was back in September. And he came up and we brewed this beer. He brought us beer. He brought some of our beers back. And then we sent a keg down for their anniversary, and they tapped it along with the 4 other beers that they'd brewed all across the state.
That's
Nice.
really
So,
cool.
Yeah.
I was just looking up where that is. That's pretty close to Danny. We got to go check that brewery out.
Yeah.
Roadmap.
I will say that of a lot of the breweries that are here in Fort Worth, I think y'all have I had no idea that y'all had a little box where you can vote for names, and the one that I like the most is what's that? The Bob We Had a Baby Eats a Boy, and that is like when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I gotta have that.
It
beer.
unlocks a memory though,
It
right?
does.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does.
So when reels were first starting to become a thing, we reenacted that, but like with our own audio, and it was like a crowler of beer swaddled, and it was our brewer being like calling up and me answering it and being like, it was Bob. He had a baby. It's a boy.
So I love that. Oh my God! But it's
great.
some of the most unique names for beers.
2 peanut butters, 1 cup. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, you can't beat that.
That was Colin. Shout out to Colin. That came from our homebrew days.
right.
So.
Oh, that's
Cool,
great.
cool. I love
He's
that.
real quiet and unsuspecting, and then he pulls out 2 peanut butters, 1 cup. So.
So you just segued into a question though. Like I was curious, like how y'all started. Did y'all start with home brewing and then kind of like as every home brewer has, we got to open a brewery?
No, we're the only home brewer that's ever wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah.
open a brewery. Yeah, we all kind of had our own paths to get there, but I went to San Francisco with some friends. We went to some brew pubs, and at that time we only had like the go to the brewery tour in a hot warehouse and have
Yeah.
3 beers in an hour, but you're buying the glass and you're getting 3 beers for free.
Right.
And just looking at how few people were drinking beer and how can we get more people, and going to other places where they have a brew pub. So it's a pub or it's a restaurant, and then they also, you can see where the beer's made. I was like, man, we should bring that here. And I came back and I was like, oh, the laws are shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
And so I was like, and I don't know what I'm doing. I've never made a beer. I don't know anything about this. I'm an engineer. So tabled that. The laws got a little better. Some friends of ours that I knew through kickball got like a homebrew kit for Christmas, said, hey, you talked about this. You want to come brew with us? I then met Colin through playing Ultimate Frisbee, and turns out he had gone to high school with one of the friends I was homebrewing with already.
Oh, that's great.
And he'd been homebrewing since college. So we all started together and started entering competitions, and then eventually me and him were like, hey, we really want to do this.
Yeah.
And I hit 10 years in engineering and was like, cool, 10 years. Wait, I have 22 more years till early retirement.
It's defeating, right?
I can't do this for that long. So I was like, okay, I'm willing to quit my job and like be there full time. And he was like, let's do it. He got in his MBA and we did it.
That's awesome. So when?
And then COVID happened.
Oh yeah. So how long has Funky Picnic been open?
We opened in June of 2019.
Okay.
That's right.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, and y'all survived, which is amazing.
We did. And then we expanded last year, and then inflation and the rose and the economy sank. So we've been dealt all the bad hands.
Yeah, this has been like the worst time to start a business in the past 5 years. It's been absolutely bonkers for sure. But
really
you're doing a great job.
You just hang in there, and it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be great.
Fine. So it wasn't originally the Funky Picnic, was it? Right? I thought it was something else.
It's been like 4 names.
Yeah, is it really?
Funny enough, because there's another brewery called this now. We were Fort Brewery.
Okay,
Right.
I thought so. Yeah.
Because we've always wanted Fort Worth to be part of our name. And before that, we were Panther Street.
Okay.
So
That's good.
we've kind of got all of your name, your
Right.
podcast name
You got Funky and
incorporated. But that's because Colin was Reach Street, and we were just trying, like our first competition, we were Panther Street. And then we went to Fort Brewery. There's actually a Dogfish Head beer called Fort.
Oh, really?
And they had already sued and done like a cease and desist against another brewery for having the same name. And so we decided to move away from that.
Really?
And
I mean, they're kind of a big dog, but
Yeah.
come on, you know.
And it was another Texas brewery that
Oh,
they had
okay.
done it, Namaste in Austin.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we were like, we should, but it took like a year and a half. We were still home brewers, but we were like kind of shopping around names and thinking of names, and it took forever. But we, like I said, wanted Fort Worth to be a part of it. Funky came from Funky Town.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever we started thinking about the food aspect, really said, okay, well, we're going to do artisan sandwiches. Really want to kind of bring that in. Oh, it's like a funky picnic.
Yeah.
And that's where it came from. And so we started with those artisan sandwiches. We've grown from there, have burgers, have pizzas, have
Those burgers
dinners.
are so good. I can never get the pizza. Always get a burger. Because
Yeah.
it's
The
just,
pizzas are good too, though.
I'm sure they are, but I'm one of those that like I get stuck on one thing, and that's what I'm gonna eat for the rest of my life. I feel I don't know. There's something there with that.
How's that
but-
Kraft macaroni and cheese?
Man.
Yeah. So okay. So Funky Picnic came from Funky Town, and then the food picnic.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
it was picnic fare.
Right.
You know, which even though we'd added burgers and some other things when the shutdown did happen, it worked really well because it was food that was to go very well because that was the thing. You could
Right.
eat it in house or you could take your picnic to go.
How was the support during that time? Like, I feel like, thinking back to COVID, I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like, we're almost 4 years. I saw that
Yeah.
the Olympics are coming back. I'm like, oh, shit, it's been 4 years since COVID started. Holy
Yeah.
shit. So thinking back 4 years ago, did you have a lot of, like, local and community support, like, coming in and trying to, like, get stuff to go?
We did, but we really hadn't been able to build that base yet. So being in South Main Village, everything was opening at the end of 2019, early 2020.
Yeah.
And even though we'd been open since June, there wasn't much around us. Obviously, Hot Fusion and some other places had been there for a while, but it was still a new neighborhood.
Right.
And we doubled our sales from December to February. And then in March, everything shut down.
Yeah.
And it was really when everyone was discovering it. And I think that's part of the problem the neighborhood's having now is that we didn't get that new shiny period of time because that's when everything shut down. But we focused on, we didn't so much do the family meals that a lot of places did, but we obviously had beer to go and these big shiny crowlers
So pretty.
that you now know about. But we also did donate meals. So if you're buying yourself food or just are cooking at home but feel like you want to help, you could go and donate a meal. and you pay for it on our website, and then we collect everybody's onesie twosies donating a burrito or a sandwich box, and we would coordinate with the local hospitals, the police department, the fire department,
wow.
and we would say, how many meals do you need? And once we had those, we would go and make them and deliver them to them.
That's awesome.
And so that was a really great way for us to give back to those first responders that were out there and those frontline workers while still keeping our business open.
Right, because it was a hard time, but you're
Yeah.
still able to go out and do that and help others. That's awesome.
As
Yeah.
a first responder, that's my primary job.
Pause. As a first responder.
We appreciate that. No, that was a really cool thing that a lot. You know,
Thank
there
you
was
for your service.
Oh my gosh,
That's what he wanted.
No.
That's exactly. That's what he wanted.
That's the bane of my existence. No, it was such a cool thing that like I knew y'all were doing that, and there was a few other places that were doing it. That and nobody had to do that. Like that was not anything that anybody asked for. But the fact that these small businesses, especially ones that were just starting up, just were like, hey, we're gonna help out here. That it's such a cool thing.
Well, even now with like Down and Out does that also.
Yeah, they do their,
mornings for their first responder.
Yeah, once a month.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. And I do want to go back to one thing though. We talked about earlier on the first 30. We talked about like rock climbing and stuff like that, and El Capitan and stuff. And I'm reading the back of the can. It says, "Make every adventure better with a cold beer from Funky Picnic." But whether you're crushing
Is it in all
crushing
caps?
beers.
Now he talks
Wow.
about
Is
that.
that why you're
Yeah, he
yelling?
just yells.
But whether
for no
you're
reason.
crushing our beers around a campfire, at a backyard barbecue, or at the summit of El Capitan, remember, leave no trace. But I thought it was funny. I'm like, we talked about El Capitan.
And instead of the address, it's the coordinates.
Holy shit, that's so
shit.
fucking
That's
cool.
awesome.
Dude,
That's
this is
awesome.
a fucking, I mean, this is the detail. It's just ridiculous. I love it. This is awesome.
One of my favorite
If you're
things
not
to-
drinking over there, you're a piece of shit.
One of my favorite things to do when travel is like a lot of times I travel with my buddy Danny and
that's
we'll
cool.
go hiking, we'll go to different national parks, stuff like that, and we'll grab some local beers and then we'll just walk until we find the spot. Like we'll walk and it's like the sun's setting and it's like we're in Yosemite and there's like, right there. We're like, all right, we're just going to sit on, the side of the tree and then just drink this beer. And I love that. That kind of like embodies that whole like thought and that like you can go out and experience and travel and do these things. Pack it in, what I mean? Put it back, recycle or whatever. But drink it and enjoy it. I love that. It's really cool.
Sorry, I was looking at it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Was that just like
Shout
something
out to Jenny, who was one of our co-founders and part of our original homebrew group that wrote that for us.
So cool. So cool.
So now it's just you, right? It's just you, no one else.
Yeah. Colin does not exist.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
He's dead to us. He had to do childcare tonight, so he's no longer part of the business.
Them kids. Okay, yeah. So it's you and Colin are the two owners, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We're the managing members. We've had the same chef and the same brewer since we opened. Now Harper's dead to us because this is his last week. That's our brewer. But he's been with us for almost 5 years, and
now he's dead
pretty
to us.
amazing.
He's
Yes,
gone.
He is. I mean, that's why there's a Sarah McLachlan song on our feed at the moment.
You can donate to the pets or to Harper's Future Fund.
So
I
is
guess.
he? Can you speak on what he's doing? Is he moving to?
He's going to another brew pub.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about
Okay, cool.
them.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
All
Yeah.
right.
Maybe eventually they'll have better, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
maybe, yeah.
actually haven't.
They
been
need the help, is
there.
what you're saying.
He's getting to spread his wings, and they actually own a brew pub in India, and he'll get to travel there twice a year, and
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
they have more money than we do, so he also can be better compensated for his amazing skills.
Well, it's
So-
also nice to I've realized just working different places now, you learn a lot, even if you're doing a similar kind of job or something, you learn a lot going somewhere else, right? It's nice to say you've been here for 10 years or 20 years. You said you were engineering for 10 years, but isn't it great to move on to something else and continue to grow?
It really is.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. And that's part of the reason that a lot of home brewers will try and brew themselves.
Yeah.
And we said, hey, I cook at home. That doesn't mean I can be the chef of a restaurant.
But why not?
Just because I brew at home doesn't mean that we can home brew.
Yeah.
And part of us opening this was to be part of the community, to help people further their careers. And so, when we can't offer you more, we want you to move on. We want you to grow.
Yeah.
We're still going to be sad about it.
So I think I have two questions here. First, who's gonna be the new brewer? Can you tell us or no? Is it too
we
soon?
will have a female brewer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, which at the moment I think that for a while we had 3 or 4 female brewers in DFW, but I think at the moment we don't have any head brewers that are female.
Very cool. Oh my God, that was loud. Holy shit, dude.
Had to bring the gas.
My.
The crowd, they were freaked out by that. That's
So I'm
crazy.
assuming you're going to announce it on social media or something?
We will, yeah.
Okay.
So her first day is tomorrow.
Okay.
It will be Betsy Good.
Okay, very cool. Awesome.
She's actually worked for us before. She was a bartender. She's helped brew. She was president of our Pink Boot Society, and for a while, and has led a lot of collaboration brews across the Metroplex. So she's brewed at our place before. She's familiar with it. She's brewed with Harper.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about it.
That's awesome.
She last was the head kombucha brewer at Four Corners, and has also worked at Union Beer in the past as a brewer.
So does that mean y'all might have kombucha that's brewed in-house? Is that
No, we won't have that.
Okay.
I don't think we have enough tank space for
Gotcha.
that, or Scooby space.
Yeah. We did that briefly. We were trying to figure it
I
out.
still have a couple of those.
Do you?
Yeah, I still have a couple
Don't
of those.
bring it out,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah,
no,
no,
we
those
won't.
those
I'm
do not
good.
last as long.
I'm
Yeah, we're
good.
good.
I have a technical question. How big of a system do y'all brew on?
We have a 7-barrel, which is about 14 kegs, and a 1-barrel pilot. So that's going to be a little bigger than most of your homebrew. But so it's going to make about 2 kegs, 2 full-size kegs.
Nice. Okay.
I always like to equivalent that to kegs, because
Yeah.
that's what the unit that people know.
Right.
How many kegs does it
Barrel
make?
is
Yeah.
a barrel is 31 gallons, and a full keg is 15.5.
Because it's half barrel.
Yeah, it's a half barrel.
Right.
And when you're home brewing, were y'all brewing like on a 5-gallon type system?
Yeah, 5. Well, we had kegs that were
Yeah.
until we could upgrade to the actual nice kettles. We had kegs that were cut out that we were brewing in, so it was about 10-gallon batches, 5
Oh,
to
wow,
10
yeah.
gallon, depending on what size, and then it was usually 5-gallon kegs.
Wow. So, okay, so y'all homebrewed before, right? So it was you and Colin and a couple others homebrewing
John
in
and
a
Jenny
garage.
and Ashley, yeah.
So when you started,
There's a lot of
and
us.
you
We
went into
just
Funky
wanted
Picnic,
to hang out and drink.
right? Yeah, we used to do that a lot. We don't do it anymore. We hang out here and we're like, that's
We
enough
got
of
a
each
little
other.
excessive with it though. How we were brewing like every other weekend.
We were brewing every other week, and we have these 5-gallon batches, and we didn't know what to do with them. He had a closet full of beer that we couldn't like
That's why
give
we're
away
still
fast
drinking
enough.
it.
Right, exactly. It's 5
And
years
I
old.
got rid of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we
Like, I
threw a
it,
shit ton of stuff away. I still have a few in my fridge right now. I'm probably gonna go home and check it out and like probably dump it. I don't know. It's probably not great, but we were making so much. But yeah, going back to the question. So y'all were brewing, and then you decided you want to start Funky Picnic. Did you start brewing in Funky Picnic, or did y'all immediately get like a brewer and like, all right, we've got some ideas, but you were the person that's gonna be doing this stuff?
So there's some really weird laws around alcohol.
Yeah.
And I don't know how far y'all got into the homebrewing side, but I know we at least got told once by the TABC, you're not supposed to be giving this to people that are outside of your home and aren't your family.
Wow, really?
Yeah, we never.
No, we're fine.
We gave
We would
a
have
lot
big
of
parties and then just like give as much away
Yeah.
as we could. Bachelor parties and parties.
Yeah,
and-
it was
To your
yeah.
family.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it kind of like
These are my brothers.
Is it kind of like friends and family on PayPal? Is that
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to get federal licensing,
Yeah.
and then you can get state and local before you can give what you've brewed to anybody other than your family and outside of your home. The only time is if it's a registered competition that's been registered with the TABC.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to do a business because you literally
For
can't
sure.
give it to anybody
We
except for
got
people
lucky.
that love you.
But
we
Mr.
gave-
Government Man,
we gave
Your
a lot
mom's
away.
like, this is wonderful. And you're like, oh, I should start a brewery.
Yeah.
But you can't do a proof of concept, and it's really hard to raise money, and it's really hard to get there. So we had done competitions, and now most of those have also gotten shut down. But we were doing competitions and being able to, through those competitions, legally give it to the public, have them vote. And part of what we did is our logo or our motto is craft beer for every taste. And that was one of the things that we brought to those was, hey, here's a beer mosa if maybe you don't normally like beer.
Right.
It still has beer in it, but it's
Gateway.
going to be more like a mimosa.
Yeah.
You know, here's a shandy. Here's something that maybe you might like if you think you don't like beer. Let's get you halfway there, because We all started, and some of us still eat Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. It's so good. By far my favorite.
Mine too, right?
You know, but like we all started with the kids meal, and sometimes you
Yeah,
know
right.
we make it to the adult meals. Sometimes we don't. But
Timothy.
No, I've expanded my palate, but like I said, like I will stick with. I'm gonna eat
With
my
the PB&J
burgers. I'm gonna
meat.
do my PB&J meat. You know, yeah.
but yeah, we had to really. We are engineers, so we had an 80-page business plan.
Wow.
Yeah, we are
Holy
very
crap.
risk averse. We might have researched too thoroughly, but probably not because we didn't see the pandemic coming.
Well, yeah, there's
But,
things that you just can't plan
yeah.
for, right? Yeah.
But we really wanted to make sure we were coming into it right, and then we got a SBA loan. We have friends and family investors. We put our own money in. We had to get a lease, which also they had to see that we had money.
It's your
and
phone.
Things.
It's
Mine?
it's that phone up there.
Oh, okay. Javier, will you
We
grab
probably
that?
should turn the alert.
it still-
Don't grab it.
No, like just press the stop doing what it's doing.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's like 2 weeks late. Wasn't it last week
I don't know.
when the alert went on everyone's phone, even
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
had alerts turned off? Okay. Sorry to cut
Which
you
the
off.
fact that the government can do that, that's crazy.
That's fucking bonkers. Yeah. Your phone went off, right? Everyone's
Yeah.
phone went off. Even if you have alerts
Dude, I
on.
got a phone call.
What was
Did
the-
you get the phone call?
No.
Oh, they call. Yeah, I had my alert go off, and I got a phone call saying this is a test from blah blah blah. Yeah.
Nope, didn't have that. That's all you, bud.
The crazy thing I saw was people warning, saying, "Hey, if you have an emergency phone that's hidden, and you don't want someone you're with to
Right.
know you have it, make sure it's turned off and you don't turn it on, because as soon as you turn it on,
Yeah.
this alert will go off."
I
And
saw
was
the
like,
memes
that's
for like, the
crazy.
prisoners that had it. And they were hiding them in their butt.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Oh, it's vibrant. Okay, stop. Whatever.
boy!
I feel like some of those things were going a little beyond. It's like if you were in this situation and you might be here and do this, be ready because this is going to happen.
I
What's
feel
the
like it's
song?
like
How
it's like
often are
Charlie
these
Day doing
things?
like
I mean, my
a
thought was domestic violence.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I was
that's
also
like-
thinking of like, oh, you're cheating on somebody.
I was
yeah.
thinking
Yeah,
I
I
got-
thought of that too.
Yeah.
I got two phones, one for my plug and one for my
Low.
other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So be ready with your burners is basically what people were saying. Like, God damn.
They used to
all
call me
right.
Burner Baby.
No one called you burner.
Nobody called me
No one
Burner
called
Baby.
you burner, baby.
Wait, you want me to call you that?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Were
Just
y'all-
don't call me late for dinner. Okay, sorry.
Stop,
Sorry,
Dad.
Sorry.
Were y'all ever a part of Bluebonnet Beer Fest or Bluebonnet Brew Off? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, we entered that for several years, and
Okay.
then we've also been there as Funky Picnic.
I probably drank plenty of your beers then. We used to go to Bluebonnet all
Every
the
year.
time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My buddy Hervey that's in the chat right now, we used to go like almost every year. And that's where I had Hot Fusion for the first time, probably had you for the first time. I mean, there's all sorts of like great beers that you see like Bluebonnet. You're like, oh shit, this is some good stuff. This is better than the stuff that we have. And then all of a sudden
How
you have
many of those do you not remember?
them. All of them. Yeah, all of them.
Well, then the problem was that then we made friends
after
with
party.
We made friends with a lot of brewers and whatnot, and people that worked at breweries, and we started going to Big Texas Beer Fest,
Yeah.
and we would get so sloshed
Because you'd fill your card out.
and then our friends would be like, don't worry about it. Here's some more. Here's some more. And
Yeah.
by the time we're getting back on the train, and we leave, two people get off the train because they think it's the wrong train, and they end up at Denny's, and
Did y'all go to the first Untapped Fest?
no.
I wanted to so bad.
The one across from Trinity Groves when it
yeah.
was still a parking, like just a dirt lot.
I remember that, yeah.
I got tickets, and like nobody else got tickets in time, and it sold out. So I went by myself. Got way too drunk. I just remember Givers was the headliner, and I just was like drunk dancing in all my best glory.
I remember that. Yeah, it looked like such a good time, and
It
I wasn't
was.
able to go.
Yeah.
was awesome?
Everybody else waited to buy their tickets, and I like
Morons.
Yeah. So I just went by myself.
That's
I think
awesome.
De La Soul did like the year after that, and then I think Delta Spirit did the second year also. But I'm so jealous. I never
I haven't
went
been
any
to one of
those.
those beer fests in
No,
a long time.
I only
couldn't
got to go to GABF once, and that was one of the best weekends of my entire life. It was so great.
once is great. The second time, well, if you try and do 2 sessions, I felt like it was too much.
We just did one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's perfect.
And we did the whole thing where we had what's the Sam Adams, like the gold one that's like a big deal.
Utopia?
Oh yeah,
Utopia.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There was like a certain time and no one knew, and we were in line with like 10 other people, and they're like, hey, here we go. I was like, oh shit. And it was so bad. So I mean, it is what it is.
It's
it was
like
like
26%.
yeah. It's basically drinking like I don't know, some kind of
It's varnish.
whiskey beer.
It's
yeah,
varnish.
I
That's
think
all
it was
is.
about a year and a half ago that the last one came out, and we got a bottle.
Oh, really?
And we said, hey, same thing. Be here at 3. We're going to give out 1 ounce samples until this is gone. I mean, like, not for free.
Right.
Because it's like a $300 bottle.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
We're going to give out 1 ounce, sell 1 ounce samples until it's out because so few people get to try that.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to get it.
Yeah, we sold it out in 3 hours.
Wow.
It's like getting
And
your
that
hand
was
on
a
Pappy.
start at 3 o'clock, like when people are still at work.
Let me ask you, how much is a 1 ouncer then?
I don't remember. I think it was 10 to 15.
Oh, that's not
it
bad.
wasn't bad.
No, I was thinking like 20, 30 bucks.
No.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I
To
think
be able to try something
Yeah.
that's almost like untouchable.
I mean, it was a 1 ounce pour, so
Right.
it's not much, but
Yeah, but like if someone said, "Oh, we got Pappy Van Winkle, you want an ounce?"
Yeah.
Like it's it's kind of on that same like
Yeah, I want an
level.
ounce, but I don't want to pay $50 an ounce for
Right,
it.
Yeah.
That's
no
the
shit.
thing.
Yeah.
No, I those I only been to that one, the Bluebonnet, I think with y'all, and some guy wanted me to pork his wife. It was weird. It was so weird.
Did
How
you-
come you
did
always
you?
go in these?
I wanted to, but they were
did-
like, "Hey,
No,
they're like,
we had
hey,
to go.
Javier, we're
I remember
leaving."
that.
It
He
was
was
at
like,
a-
"I'm gonna go back in." You're like, "No, we've got to go."
No one's gonna pick you up. You're gonna be here by yourself.
And this is
I'm like,
before
"Oh."
Uber. Like
This
there
way
was no
before
Uber.
you were at a hotel.
I know, but but he's like, "Yeah, we got beers in the room. You can just come stay the night with us."
It was weird. It was weird.
It was so.
Was he wearing a pineapple shirt?
No, but I just remember I was. Never mind. Okay, let's,
All right.
But let's. I want
It was always fun
beer.
because you had like your home brews, and then you had like your I think there's like small breweries that were able to still do another room, and so you got to try different things. We got so hammered at
Yeah.
Bluebonnet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they started switching it. Well, I think they started switching it to where like professional breweries were one night and then home brewers were another
Oh,
night.
okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. We just did them all at one point. Like it was just way too much, and there was no cards. It was like literally just try anything.
Yeah.
However
Because
you
they gave
just
you
go.
the cup with the.
And then no
necklace
one's
thing, right?
coherent enough to know if they won because they're so drunk by the time they do the awards.
Coming in from the chat, wait, I was there too from Christy.
Oh yeah, Christy was there.
Yeah,
for
Christy
sure.
was definitely there.
Yeah, like you like it seemed like we're having a good time because we're getting to drink, beer that we've paid a minimal amount of money for already, and we're just drinking, getting crazy. And then the people that were actually there competing were also drinking, but some of their shit, some other people's shit, some like crazy stuff that someone brought into town because they were out of town, and like you could tell that everyone was just having a great time.
Sometimes the person announcing the awards was also too thirsty.
It's like a Moonlight situation. It's like, oh, it's not the right name.
Who just won?
Yeah.
You
What-
slurred a bit
What
too
was
much.
that? Yeah, for sure.
Jesus, I want another beer.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm gonna be selfish, and I'm gonna say I want one beer, please.
so
I've got a prickly pear pink peppercorn
Yes.
saison.
yeah, let's
Yes.
do that.
Okay.
That sounds great.
That's amazing.
That
And the
sounds
last one,
yes.
and then the next one's an IPA, and we still have to get into the amazing fucking stout.
Dessert.
I don't think y'all do the burger anymore. I could be wrong, but you had like a Elvis-esque burger thing.
It's back on the menu.
Is it back on the menu?
Yeah. It was our Burger Week burger. So
Okay.
it's,
Oh, it's pink. It really is.
it really is pink. Yeah.
That is.
that burger paired with the 2 peanut butters 1 cup is like the best fucking combination.
The
It is so
Cicerone
good.
in the chat
Well,
will probably tell you that's
so
his
we-
recommendation.
Chad and I got we what was it? Rodeo Goat. Rodeo Goat came up with this burger. It was like they were pitting the 2 burgers together, and it was the Ravi Sankar
Yeah.
that had peanut butter on it.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with actual peanut butter on a burger. It goes well together.
Yeah.
So ours is the beef patty, peanut butter, honey, bacon.
That's
um,
good. Oh man,
and
banana?
bananas.
Yeah.
That makes me.
Yeah. Because it's the Elvis burger.
Right.
And thankfully, JPS is right down the road. So whenever I go into a full-on, heart attack, I can be wheeled out on a wheelbarrow and taken down the road. So
and then you just you wash it down with the peanut butter stout. Oh my god, it's so goddamn good.
So we did it for our Burger Week burger so that you could try it for $6 because everyone thought it was too weird to try.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you could fall in love with it.
That's how you hook them.
Then after Burger
So you're-
Week, we put it back on the menu.
You're getting drug addicts involved. Is what
All
you're
right.
trying to do. It's like I want to get you hooked on the taste and then get you back in the brewery.
So I know Colin's not here, but I would like to ask, what is a Cicerone?
Cicerone.
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 Is this Cicerone?
Cicerone.
No.
I was like, I was Cicerone. Pepperoni.
Cicerone.
There was a stupid Netflix show about brewers that did Cicerone.
Oh my god, though. No.
So you have sommelier for wine,
Right.
and Cicerone is the same for beer. So you have there's 4 levels.
Good, right? It's fucking amazing.
I'm
Holy shit.
level 1 because I studied for years, and I got there through my wit and my intelligence. Colin just like stumbled into level 3. Which is an advanced Cicerone. He did nothing. He just I don't know,
Loser.
walked into the wrong room. That's how I
He's
envision
like, "Oh,
it because he's not here
I'm
to
here."
tell me any different.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
So-
this goes well with Cheez-Its and Rice Krispies.
Yes.
And
yes.
Colin, I need you
Kraft
to
macaroni and
tell me
cheese.
what goes well with bagel bites.
Bagel Bite Pizza and Hot Pockets.
I have a friend, and she used to, before COVID, she would work for these big breweries as like one of their marketing people, I guess, or something like that. So she worked for Anchor, and I want to say it was like Kirin, the rice beer. right?
Sapporo.
Oh, Sapporo. Yeah, right,
yeah.
Sapporo. And she had to pass the first level Cicerone, and she didn't know shit about beer. Like she likes drinking, but she didn't know shit about beer. And so she messaged me, and I was on the beach in Punta Cana, and she was like, "Hey, I really need help with this." And she sent me the link, and I passed it in 5 minutes, drunk on the beach, fucking Punta Cana. I was like, I got you. I can help you with this. It was, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the level 1. Maybe it was like the
that's
first
the level
entry
3. That's
test.
the one Colin got.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah,
easy
no,
one? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You
Level
did the hard
3s,
one.
Yeah, I'm
My
sure.
bad. Okay.
I'm sure it goes
It's like
backwards.
glass cleanliness
I'm like the
and
top level at level.
wow.
I'm just
You were a boss.
It goes in
No.
reverse, right? Level 1 is the
Yes.
top.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like golf.
I'm number 1.
Yeah.
Don't look at the chat.
This is, all right. This is my favorite beer yet.
You know what this reminds me of? And don't slap me, but one of my favorite breweries that doesn't exist in DFW
Bush.
anymore was Small Brew Pub in Dallas. Did you ever go there? They had a peppercorn.
They did.
What was it?
Was it a
Pilsner
lager?
or lager or
it was
something like that?
It was a Pilsner.
And
Black
it was
pepper Pilsner.
good. It was
Oh, I
really
remember
good.
that.
And then they went out of business. I was like, I will never get that flavor again. This is that, but with the sweetness and kind of a fruit
From the Saison.
and
Yeah.
it's better. It's better,
And
but
this-
like it gives me that flavor that I've been craving for like 5 years.
This year's batch is a little more peppercorn forward too.
Which I
so
love that.
It's
yeah.
so good.
On the group chat, breaking news, Love Small, they're coming back.
Oh my god.
Are they? Because I've been seeing that for a few years.
Are they really?
That's what Colin said.
I know he's not
So
here.
Hey,
this would be good for like. I mean, this is good for anything. Like when you think about like food pairing.
I think Tammy would love this, and she
Like-
didn't drink beer.
If you're like barbecuing, because you get that peppery, like a steak or a burger or brisket or something like that, go really good with that. But like literally anything, sandwiches.
This is one that started as homebrewers for us, and it had a different name.
Oh, it's so good.
And we had to change the name, and that's part of the reason that it's called "This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things," because the name did not start as anything political, but it became politically charged.
Please don't say it was "Let's Go, Brandon." Was that what y'all were calling it?
It was border disorder
Oh no! Oh no!
because it
I don't
was-
know what's worse.
And that's the end of the episode, everybody. This is a great time.
Oh my gosh!
And when we were releasing it as Funky Picnic,
Yeah.
it was in the middle of
Yeah.
Trump building
Right,
the
right,
wall
right.
and all of that, and we were like, wait,
In the
maybe we
midst
should
of a border
rename
disorder.
this.
Maybe do something different.
I don't know, man. My dumbass would want to roll with that, but clearly I don't have any
We
business.
were new.
sense.
This
You
was
don't
like
know.
2019,
No, I have no
2020.
business.
She's running a goddamn
Yeah,
business.
I know.
Yeah.
I have no business sense. I'd be
And
like, this is funny.
Somebody else had to tell us that because we were like, no, when we made it, it was for Martin House's Riverside Shootout, their homebrew
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we got top 10 with this, and we were looking. They had these cards, and it was like, the each of their beers. It was like goes well with, and it incorporated like Texas things. So we were like, okay, let's feed off of this. And we were trying to talk about what's Texas, and we were like, we can't put Bluebonnets in a beer. That's illegal. And probably has no flavor.
Yeah.
So we started talking about things, and we got on prickly pear, and we were like, okay, let's use prickly pear. And we were going to use black peppercorn, and I think it was too much.
Yeah.
And so we went to the pink peppercorn. It was a nice balance. But yeah, that's kind of where it came from. And we were like, oh, it's, like a short, quick swim across a river.
So does the color come from the peppercorn, or does the color come from the
prickly pear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let her answer. You don't know
I'm
shit
just
about
saying.
shit.
That's the activity it goes well with.
Yep. Love it.
No.
It's coming from the color comes from prickly
we did
pear.
change it to
right?
this is why we can't have nice things. Yes,
Yeah,
it's the
okay.
prickly pear. It does use a puree now. I don't know if that's what we started with as homebrewers, but
It's very good. It's very good for people that
is so
don't
good.
occasionally drink beer.
The pink
Yeah.
peppercorn's
It's
not
just
that pink.
like a good mix of like a nice mellow taste with alcohol.
Just very
like
good
I said,
flavor.
we try and say craft beer for every taste because if you think of beer as a certain thing, and it might be that thing that frat boys do keg stands on, then we want to just try and show you that it's more than that.
Yeah,
and
right.
just have a range. And there's 165 beer styles out there. Like if you haven't tried all of them, maybe just kind of keep trying.
I think that this trip we were on, we went to like I think 3 different breweries, and this is the first time I think
30?
I saw
3.
I wish.
3.
I wish in a perfect world I would love that.
I've been to a fuck ton of.
Of course you have. Yes.
But not 30 in one trip.
I usually
No.
do 10 in 3 days. So
Yeah, I think 10's about the max, especially Denver. Like, how do you not go?
True, that's a lot of breweries over there in just
Yeah.
a small congested area.
Yeah.
But like this is the first trip where Tammy drank the beer. Like she does not drink beer.
Right.
She's like a vodka soda girl, and she was like, "Oh, these are good." And even like
Not Tito's though.
the ones not Tito's, she'll kick your ass if you put a Tito's in her drink.
will.
We know.
But like this, so many types of flavors with every brewery you went to, and we would just get flights, and she would enjoy them, except for the Marble one because she got every pumpkin flavored beer. I don't know why she did it, and there was one that was like maybe like 10%, and she's like, "I don't like it. It's too strong. It's too dark." I'm like, "Well, it's your fault. You picked all the pumpkin." But I just love the vastness of like the beer because you can have people that don't like beer and make something and they'll love it. And this, I think this right here, she will love because it's so nice and
Yeah, this is.
flavorful.
I don't think I've had this one before. Have y'all had this one long term?
It's usually a yearly beer.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we've had it for 2 years though.
Okay, got it. Yeah, it's delicious.
If you
It's
want to
really,
do this
really good.
when you can't have it and just throw it in a Pilsner, I'm telling you, it'd be perfect in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thinking back to the question earlier, how many of the beers do y'all make now that stem back from the home brewing days?
So we have this one and the peanut butter stout are really, I think, the only two
The
currently.
OGs?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Honestly,
a few
they're-
that occasionally
They
come
might be
through,
two of my
but it's
favorites.
been a while.
They're great.
If you ever had Super Freaker, it was our chili double IPA. That one was one. I will say when we did make it as a brewery, I realized I was getting too old for it, and it just gave me like
Heartburn?
And I was like, oh, this was my favorite. We actually did one of the first ever Cowtown cycle parties with a keg of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then you're gonna have to pedal.
Oh, no, thank
Yeah.
you.
You're getting them
No,
burps.
but we
Good
were
luck never
No, we
sleeping.
loved it. It was
Really?
great. Yeah. And it was one of those where we were like, this batch is probably, we did 2 batches and we were like, this batch is probably too spicy for the general public, but this is what we prefer. But this is probably the one we should make for like other people.
Yeah.
But the spicy one's what we did for, I think it was my birthday on a Cowtown cycle party when they were still downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was some OG days there, but yeah.
I like the flavor of the spice and like jalapeno and like hot chilies and things like that in beers. And then like it hits you. Like we're, getting older now. We're
It's
Gotta pop a
late
pill.
30s.
Gotta pop a pill.
Yeah. I need to be prepared for a spicy beer. You know what I mean? I can't just do it on a whim anymore.
Dude, pickled jalapenos get me now. It's so sad.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, that and sour.
Yeah.
Sour will also get
I can't
me.
do sour at all. So I was up so I went to Iceland with our buddy Lance here pretty recently. And so we were at this brewery on this random island in Iceland, and we were like talking to the brewers, and they were really cool dudes. And I saw that they had Cantillon like in the cooler, and we were talking about like their experience going. And I've been a couple of times, so we were talking about all that. And Lance is like, "Oh, what the fuck are you talking about?" So I was like, "All right, you know what? I'll splurge tonight. I'm gonna splurge and get us a bottle of this Cantillon so that you can try this because I feel like everyone needs to try it." And I felt like shit because it was a real, like, it's like what we had. It's like real sour. You know what I mean? Like, it's got all sorts of shit in there.
Oh, it's a palate
I did not
record.
feel great. You know what I mean?
It's
the
a
next day I
palate
did not
record.
feel great. I
Yeah.
cannot do sour beers anymore.
Yeah.
And I used to love them. And I still love them, but they fucked me up
Yeah.
bad.
You just don't feel good.
Right.
Yeah.
You wake up a bunch. You're like, oh no, I made a mistake.
Story of my life.
But they taste good, and you still want to drink them. And
Right.
You pretend that you're young, and you're not.
Yeah, fuck me, right? Yeah.
Well, a lot of people. I remember we would drink when we started getting into craft brew. People started drinking these craft beers, or whatever, and I think. Everyone says like, "Yo, you switch to craft beer, and then it messes your stomach." Because people putting lactobacillus and all that stuff, and they're putting lactose in there and just things like that. I think it's a sour, man. Straight up, I don't think it was any of the other craft brews that were messing with me.
If I drink a heavy stout, I'll get a little fucked up. Too.
Yeah,
yeah. It's messed up because I love them so much. I still love them. It just it does the thing. Don't love it.
It's so sad.
All right, so let's talk about Funky Picnic a little bit more. So you've got the brewery that's been open for 4 years, over 4 years, over 4 years, right?
4 in June.
Nice. So over 4 years,
Hooray.
and then recently, a pizza spot that was right next door. It used to be Black Cat Pizza. They went under or went out, or is they doing their own thing? I don't know what they're doing. And they were next door. It was great because we could grab a pizza. If we wanted to, which we'd probably just go and get a burger at your place anyway. But if we want to get a pizza and then go next door and get a beer, we could. Now you have both of the places.
We have both.
So what is the difference between the brewery and the cocktail pizza spot?
The back room.
The back room.
My
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
Never been there. Sorry.
My
Sorry.
favorite. I've never been
it's
there.
your favorite. You've never been there?
Because it's 21 and up.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no kids.
That's right.
So
Because there's no kids.
when we were when we were expanding, we really looked at, okay, we're going to have this second space. It's going to be connected. What do we think people are asking for that we don't have in the current space?
Yeah.
And part of that was that because we have this bar that's just in the middle of the restaurant. Mm-hmm. It's great because it's right there. It's just all part of it. But also sometimes there's just a kid running around right behind you. And if you're just trying to sit there at the bar and have a beer, especially on Family Fridays where we do 50% off kids' meals.
Oh, wow.
And you're just like 3 o'clock trying to enjoy happy hour and then a kid's running around being crazy because we all know they went even crazier in COVID. And all the parents were too tired to care anymore. Then let's create a space that's just for the adults. So you have this for when you have the kids, but when you have date night and you don't even want to be around other people's kids, you have the back room. Yeah. It's a little bit more upscale. It has, kind of the vibe of this room, honestly. You got the darker walls, the plush seating, and then we have craft cocktails. We have 8 taps back there. Usually around 3 to 4 of them are exclusive. So we have a few beers back there, like a British strong ale. Instead of just the peanut butter stout, we have a 10% peanut butter cheesecake stout that's barrel aged.
What?
Yeah.
Sweet Christ.
Just in the back.
Just in the back room.
Oh.
So are we
My
swinging
head
by
hurts
there?
and I want to go.
Hang on. Are we going to swing by there after the thing on Saturday?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
fuck
100%.
yes.
All right.
So the name of that one is I Promise Shelby No More Long Beer Names, and I fully intend to keep my word.
That's the name of the... It's fucking awful. I hate it and I love it.
Except for this is the barrel aged version. So barrel aged.
Yeah.
I Promise Shelby No More Long Beer Names, and I fully intend to keep
And
my word.
in order to serve it, you should tell the bartenders they have to say the entire name.
So
Hey, I
on
want
the
that big
menu,
beer.
on the menu in the back room, we only have room, a shorter amount of room. So it's I Promise Shelby ... And then when they order, I always say the whole thing back to them, and they're like, "Wait, what?
Why is there so much?
I did not order that. You did. You did. You just
that is
didn't
the
know."
one.
Come again?
But we have that. We have a British strong ale called Gingy Needs a Father Figure. Which is the brewery cat that our brewer adopted and now wears a bow tie and a leash.
Oh my God.
He's a cat man now.
Yes.
He loves the
I'm a cat dad.
Cat dad.
We have a gin spiced wit beer called Why Can't I Be Turbo Man?
Nice.
I'm telling you, the best, most
the
unique
names,
name.
yeah, they're the
Yeah,
best.
and you can submit your own.
Now that we know
beer
that,
name
we're gonna go
suggestion
crazy
box.
next
Yeah.
time we go up there. I'm gonna like,
And our
specifically
new
ask.
brewer has already said that she needs help with the beer name. So
Okay.
We got
come
her.
on with it.
Oh,
We got her.
yeah, daddy.
We got her.
It's going to be so much
Although
fun.
That's My Purse, I Don't Know You was a collab with Pink Boots that she helped brew. So,
yeah?
Love it.
Yeah.
I don't know you. Oh my God, I want to get that tattooed now.
So, obviously the beer. So there's one time I went to Funky Picnic and then, had a couple of beers and then had a burger and then went next door and I was like, I just want a cocktail and get away from these goddamn kids. So like we went next door. I didn't.
Fuck them kids.
No, he said that.
Yes, fuck them kids. So went next door and I had some like smoky. It was like an actual smoked something that was pumped smoke into something. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking?
Is it Smoke and Mirrors?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. Holy shit.
So it's a cocktail, and we had our bartender that was playing around with different craft cocktails wanted to do something with smoke, and I was like, I just couldn't sleep one night, and I was like, man, Smoke and Mirrors. Oh, we could do it like on a mirror.
Yes.
And so we actually smoke cinnamon with the glass upside down into the glass.
That sounds good.
And then mix the cocktail and put it in another glass. And we take it to the table and flip it over so it's still full of smoke and pour the cocktail on top.
Yes.
And it's called the Smoke and Mirrors.
That's
it's
the
great
one.
for fall, but
That's
it
cool.
somehow still sold well through the summer. So we kept it on the menu.
Nice. Yeah, because you get the aromas and everything, and then you're sipping, and you're like, oh, it just all mixes so well on the palate. It's so.
It's got to be the description. Like if I saw that.
It's like rye whiskey, Grand
Yeah.
Marnier.
Yeah, if I saw it on the menu, like no matter what time of year, like, oh, it's gonna be smoked. Yeah.
Yeah.
give me
I'll
that.
check that out. Yeah,
Yeah, we're doing that Saturday.
Yeah, so we've got an event that we're gonna be doing over at
Southside
Southside
Cellars.
Cellars, yeah. And so
Saturday we're closed for Friday and Saturday we're closed for a private event.
Wow.
Look good on
both
you.
sides.
Yeah.
Both sides.
No, just on the back room side.
just on the
okay.
backroom
Yeah.
side. Wow.
That's the worst day of my life. All right. Well, fuck me.
Fine. Y'all open on Sundays? I mean,
If you ask nice enough and we're slow enough, a bartender might go make you one. But we were open on Sunday nights, but business has been too slow. We had
Yeah,
to
I gotcha.
close.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because before Funky Picnic was open till 4, and then the back room was open 3 to 10, but it's been dead in the neighborhood. And
so those listening that are local, y'all should probably go to South Main Village.
yeah, please do. There's lots of businesses closing. It's rough.
And y'all are one of the very few places over there too with a parking lot.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
Just
really.
nice.
But honestly, like parking's been pretty frequent because there's been so few people in the neighborhood. When
Wow.
we're slow, I like to walk the neighborhood, and it's like, oh look, there's lots of street parking. That's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
for sure.
around Coco Shrimp, it's like
Really?
you know
Wow.
that's not
Yeah.
good.
Wow, that's crazy. So yeah, love Funky Picnic. Definitely a huge fan. I remember the first time going to Funky Picnic. I want to check out all the beers. Usually when I go to a brewery, I'll get a flight because I just want to get a taste, right? I'll get like 3 or 4 of the things that sound
Just
really
the tip.
good to me. Yeah, just a tip.
See how
My
it feels.
favorite.
And then I'll get a full pour. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I found what I like.
That's what I
I'm
did
gonna
with
get.
La Raza. So, exactly. I did my flight, and then I chose which one I liked the most.
You
Yeah,
dipped your
yeah.
tip
Got
and you
that.
decided that's
Dipped my
what you
tip and
wanted.
went
Yeah.
all the way in.
Like, okay, cool, I love it.
Dip the tip, ready to rip. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, hold on there.
Are we gonna make We're gonna make shirts with that?
Dip the tip, ready to rip. We got a new merch coming, everybody.
That's our new La Raza shirt.
Son of a bitch. But I remember going and I was like, all right, well, I just want to get, I want to get a little bit of everything. And so there was an actual picnic basket. I don't know what it's actually called. What's
It's
it
called
called?
the whole picnic.
The whole picnic. And it was like a wooden picnic basket. And I had, 12 to 16 pours of literally everything that was on tap. And it was fucking amazing. I had everything.
in a picnic basket.
Yeah, in a wooden picnic basket. It was amazing.
Yeah, we before we opened, we were like, of course we have to have the regular 4 flight boards. But I went to the local artisans we were working with, and I was like, hey, Brandon, I need a picnic basket that'll hold up to 15 5-ounce pours of beer, and we're gonna call it the whole picnic. And he looked at me and he goes, challenge accepted. And they brought it back. And these are the same ones that were made over 4 years ago. And they've held up to all that weight. Because when you have 15 5-ounce pours in there, like it's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
All of that construction has held up. We have 5 of them. And at first it was like, oh, because sometimes when one goes out, then everybody's like, what's that? I want that,
yeah. Yeah.
But we have to be cognizant also of, it has to be split between 2 people.
Right.
You can't have
Yeah.
another drink, like TABC rules. But, we were like, oh, we might need more of these. But 5 has been the perfect number. We've had certain servers that have done better at selling them, and the bartenders hate them. Because
That's a lot. Yeah.
15 5-ounce pours is just annoying. But, you know, like, it's a great way to be able to try everything. And there are some people. I'm the half pour girl.
Yeah.
So we also have half pours, 10-ounce pours. I like more than just a 5-ounce. I don't want to try little sips of everything. I'd rather have a beer, but I'll do 10-ounce so I can have more of them.
Yeah.
So we have that as well. But yeah, we tried to incorporate all of those people into our thoughts whenever we opened. But yeah, it's a great way to be able to try everything and see what you like, especially if you have a group of people and be like, okay, now this is the beer I want.
So, side question: like, you've been to many breweries. Am I correct to say that you have been to?
No, she hasn't. She hates breweries.
Only one.
Only one. Okay.
I've only been to Funky Picnic.
That's the only one that
I've
matters.
been to the brewery.
I've never had any other.
And that's the only one you should go to.
So in your travels, like, what is your favorite brewery, and what do you get? Like, other than yours, I mean, obviously, you know.
So I said I'll go to 10 breweries in 3 days. I've done that, and I know I've done it in Phoenix, and I've done it in Cleveland.
What was your favorite in Phoenix?
Man, we should have did that in Phoenix.
We should have.
We should have.
Yeah. It has bird in the name.
Yes.
What's it called?
Shit. I just had one because I brought them back the other. I brought them back last time I was there.
Is it called shit? That's what I.
No, I'm gonna have to look it up.
It was my last one I went to before going to
little
the airport.
tiny brewery, but like nice little bar and everything in there. They got a big flag on the wall. Like the place
Huge
is really
patio.
cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck. Rin. Something Rin.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
I'm
couldn't
gonna
tell
look
you.
it up.
Yeah, we
It's
only
been a
went
few
to
years.
Four Peaks.
Four Peaks.
4 Peaks. Yeah.
The one that sold out?
Is it sold out?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
They could. The food was decent.
Yeah, it's just Rin Brewing.
Rin Brewing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not crazy.
So the Phoenix trip was also like the week before I had been at my friend who was opening a brewery in Austin. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think this is going to happen. I think I'm going to quit. And he was like, no. I'm like helping him build out his brewery. And he's like, no, this is all we've talked about for 4 years. You've got to do this. This is our dream. Like, you're going to do it. I was like, all right. So I came back, and that week the Funky Picnic idea, the name came together with the sandwiches and things like that, because we didn't have restaurant experience. We didn't know what we were doing.
Right.
We hadn't been in the service industry. We were engineers. What are we doing? Why are we opening a brewery? And that started to come into focus, and I was going to Phoenix that weekend. And when I was in Phoenix, I was taking notes. I was like, how many barrels is their brewery?
Yes.
At 3 p.m, how many people do they have on staff? How many people are in the restaurant?
I
was taking notes of everything. And so I feel like Phoenix was really good for me I would wake up and they don't have time change. It was the week that they grounded planes because it was too
9/11.
hot.
It was not
dude.
9/11.
Holy shit.
How old do you think I am?
Why do you keep? No,
He's got an infatuation with 9/11. It's kind of weird. He's just
listening
I
to
can guarantee you, I've seen every bit of news or like video.
That's why he doesn't like getting on planes. He's got like afraid of flights and heights.
It was like 115 there, and so like the wheels could melt as they
and you can't get
touch the
lift.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. But that was like 2 days before I got there. It's fine. Honestly, it was a dry heat. It was better than Texas.
dry heat.
But I
is
would
better.
wake up
It
at
is.
4 a.m. because that's when the sun came up anyways, and go
Yeah.
hike, and then like go to a coffee shop, and if I could, before I took a nap and showered, like hit a brewery and then take a nap and then just eat lunch at one, go to another one, eat dinner at one.
Oh,
like
yeah. Arizona
you just
Wilderness.
have all your meals.
That's another really
yeah,
good one.
Arizona Wilderness was
that one's
great. And I went up to Sedona, and so I hit some either up there or on the way back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really where a lot of the ideas started to come together, and I started to believe in Funky Picnic. So that one's a nice little spot in my heart. And then before we open, I went to Cleveland, and everyone's like, oh, for work. And I'm like, no, for fun. Cleveland's really cool.
I was like, who goes to
great.
Cleveland for fun?
Yeah, no,
Cleveland's
it
great.
really is. It's a lot like Fort Worth.
Yeah.
It's an old industrial town. They've redone a lot of their like buildings. There's a lot of breweries and like their market and everything.
Isn't it like the
Really
Is it
cool
Cleveland's got like the
hostel?
rock and roll
Yes.
hall? Yeah,
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the Drew Carey show, right?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland
That's right.
rocks.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
They have a nice beach. They also have a dog beach, which was fun.
Dog Beach.
Really?
Yeah. They had
That
a
sounds awesome.
Cleveland sign overlooking like the lake right there. So When I went, Cuyahoga was still a state park. Now it's a national park. Probably shouldn't be. It was a good state park. I don't know about a national park, but it was still fun. Like I would go and hike, just same thing as Phoenix. I would go and hike, and then I would go to breweries, and that's when I travel solo, what I do. Because nobody else can tell me otherwise.
Honestly, we just
can't tell me what to do. I want to do what I want to do.
We're gonna need a podcast trip where we just go to breweries.
Bro, tip me with a good time. There used to be an app called Brewery Passport, and it like literally would have all the breweries on this app. They stopped getting funding, so they don't even have it
Kind of
anymore.
like Weed Maps.
But
There's
you would
one
go
for
in.
Texas breweries.
Oh, is there? Nice. I'm going to check that out. What's it called?
It's from the Texas Craft Brewers Guild. I think it's Texas Brewery Passport.
Nice. So there was like a brewery. It was just a passport app, and it was like kind of shitty, but whatever. It was a good way for me to kind of keep track of all the breweries because I love to travel. Been to like all 50 states.
Oh, you don't say, Chad.
But then whenever I go, I've got to hit 5 to 10 breweries usually. Like I got to hit all the breweries in the area because I probably won't be back. I just want to make sure that I've gone and I've done the thing. And so it's just cool to go and like whenever we do travel together, we got to go to all the breweries. We did the one in Shreveport together.
We did.
Whenever we went to Shreveport, it's like the only podcast trip we did together.
We went to that brewery.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got the king
The one that
cake,
does
yeah.
the grit and grace or grit and I don't remember the fuck.
They
Whatever.
had King Cake beer, right? Is that the one?
I don't know.
No, moving on.
Oh no! Oh man, what's that one I like?
Ghost in the
very much?
Machine.
Ghost in the Machine.
But we did not get that from there because we didn't go to that brewery.
All right, so we've got a fourth beer here.
Do we? Because I don't have anything.
The
in
second
my
to
cup.
last beer.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't even see that. It was in the way.
You're a real asshole, dude. What are
really
you doing?
rude.
Of you.
Thank you so much. She's so kind.
So much nicer than you are.
I'm a Cicerone.
The highest level too.
I'm number 1 at Cicerone.
So this one is I want to
The
do
only
arson.
Cicerone I know.
I want to do arson
Colin.
so bad.
That's a beer name. That's a beer name right there. I'm number 1.
What is it?
I'm number 1 at Cicerone.
That's a good beer name. I'm number 1 Cicerone.
I'm Salmon. I'm number 1 Cicerone.
Put an AY at the end.
Let's just go
It's just
flood
like a
it.
dash EH, like you're Canadian.
Right.
Cicerone.
So
so much fun.
I'm assuming I want to do arson so bad is another like fan submission.
It was probably just something someone said.
Yep.
I want to
think
do
it-
arson so
I
bad.
I think we
That's the
overheard.
next beer name. Hell yeah.
I think we overheard a customer saying it. But also, I had a server tell me the other day, and she goes, I forget our beer names sometimes, and I just heard somebody say, I want to do arson so bad, and I was really worried for a second.
And I forgot. They just wanted beer.
Oh wait, we sell that.
We have that
That's
here.
such a. If we want to talk about arson, we know where to go now.
You know, this is a good way to confess to crimes, like name them beers. Yeah, so I committed a murder, and it was no, I can't say that. It was Chad. It was
stop.
a Chad.
Just stop.
Commit a murder. It was a Chad.
Just stop.
It was a Chad.
The worst. All right, so this one is a cold IPA. What makes it a cold IPA?
A cold IPA is the new version of an IPL,
Okay.
which is a India Pale Lager. So you're using more of a lager yeast. I think there's differences. Even brewers aren't sure, and I'm not a brewer.
Yeah.
But that's basically how it was rebranded because people didn't know what an IPL is, and they know what an IPA is.
Right.
But basically, it's fermented colder, and that's the cold part.
Okay. Nice.
So
Yeah, and it's got a little haze to it.
this was
Very
a
flavorful.
collab, I believe, with Lakewood Brewing, and it's part of our Home and Away series for the TCU.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, so we started this last year where we do a collab with the visiting teams, except for West Virginia because we couldn't get any of them to return our calls. So that didn't happen this last week. But last year we did that and it worked out really well for us because TCU won all of their home games. But we make like a little wager with the visiting team's brewery. And we say, hey, whoever wins has to donate to a charity of the winning brewery's choice.
Oh, that's so cool.
And last year, we didn't have to give any money.
Hell yeah.
So
Thank you,
it's a
TCU.
win-win.
This year is not looking so
Right.
But yeah, this was our first one with Lakewood for the SMU game. And we'll have another one coming out this next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So this one was a last year thing?
No, this was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so when they played SMU this year, gotcha. So which one is coming up this week? Who are they playing?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's hard to.
I can look it up.
I'm sure it's hard. I mean, if you're doing something like this every week, so you're doing a different beer every week
it's
every
for home
game. Okay,
so it's been a few
not
weeks
every
since we've
game.
had one.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, like I said, we could never get anyone in any brewery in all of West Virginia, not just Morgantown,
That's
to be able to
nuts.
get back to us.
That's
I even
nuts.
had a friend that was up there and went to the breweries and tried talking to them,
Really?
and it still didn't happen.
They just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they don't care up in West
Utah.
Virginia. They're
Utah's
playing
the one this week.
Have you
Okay.
been to Utah?
I have.
Have you drank beers at Utah?
It was hard at that time. I was in college.
Yes.
It's been a while.
okay.
But it was also when you had to. I tried to order a beer without food.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
That-
too
that hasn't
high
changed.
of an ABV. Okay.
That hasn't changed.
And they had like the little liquor stores in the front of the restaurant. It was really weird.
It's very, very strange. Their laws.
But great skiing.
Oh,
That's why we were really there. But
Yeah,
Park
we-
City.
it was weird because it was like a Fat Tuesday, and we were there and just met up with some of my dad's friends. And I tried to order a beer, and they were like, "You have to order food with that." I was like, "With the beer?"
Yeah, we
Yeah.
wanted to get flights, and they were like, "We can bring 2 out at a time, and there has to be food."
Yeah, where we were at the place that had like that weird.
Sasquatch or something like that.
No,
Like,
it was something on a play on the religion over there. It's like when you have
Mormons.
multiple wives.
Oh,
Polygamy porter.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. We were like, whatever that brewery is. I forget the name of that brewery. We went to go get a polygamy porter, and we were going to get flights, and they're like, well, get the food first. And then I remember later in the night, it was also. Had never been to Utah before. We were just there, and we happened to be there on what they call it's a Pioneer Day. Have you heard of this? It's like this like yearly holiday that they have there. It's Pioneer Day, something to do with the religion or something, their history or something. But the people that are not religious, because there are people that are not Mormon there, they call it Pie and Beer Day, and they just drink and eat pie, and like that's their whole thing. It's like, all right, y'all do your thing, but we're gonna drink heavy and eat pie all day. And we just happened to be there that day for Pie and Beer Day.
and we drank heavier than anybody
It was
there.
like a Thursday night. Like we were just like getting crazy. And I remember we're like, let's take shots. They're like, all right, here's your glass with a straw and ice. Like they don't do shots. They do like mini cocktails that you have to suck it out of a straw. It was weird.
Yeah.
The Lord doesn't take upon shots.
And, well, and then the lower ABV, right? And
Yeah.
so I remember having just our table full of beer, like empty beer bottles, and people looking at us like, "What is up with these guys?"
Those
like,
heathens are going to hell.
we're,
It's all right,
we're
we're
from
from
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, it's, we have full strength
We're
beer.
used to the ABV. You know what I mean?
We're not from Oklahoma.
That 2.5%, 3% shit. Yeah.
God,
wild.
dog. Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your favorite Colorado beer?
Or brewery.
Brewery.
Oh, I don't know. I've
Coors
been stuck
Light?
here. I've been stuck in this brewery.
That's
Left
all that-
hand.
It's not Coors.
Left
Light.
hands for me.
It's not Cures.
Not gold. You're not a golden
Coors?
Coors
Coors.
fan. Yeah.
That's how people order. I take a Cures.
All right, let's take a
Here's
step,
that.
let's bring it back up a little bit. If there was a beer that was not a Funky Picnic beer, and you're like, I'm just gonna go home and I could really have this one. Do you have a fave?
I like the old classics. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale,
Yes.
some Two Hearted.
Okay.
I like those West Coast like pale ales and West Coast IPA styles that I cut my teeth on.
Right. Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, those are the ones I go to. That's what I'll go to Southside and get to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You are braver than me because I am a weenie when it comes to I'm very picky when it comes to my IPAs. Like I just either I like them or I don't. And
What are the ones you like?
He doesn't know names.
I don't
This
know
cold
names.
IPA.
This one is
Yeah,
delicious.
This one's great. I have become
This
picky
one is very
too.
good because usually I get that bitter. I'm like
This
"Ugh,
one's
ugh."
approachable.
See, that's how I used to be all about the West Coast. The more bitter, the better. Like I want to feel.
I want you to
something.
sting
know what
me.
I
I
mean?
wanna
like you
feel
said,
weird.
right? I want to hurt a little bit
Give me
because
that
of how bitter it is.
strange.
I can't do it anymore. Like I want to get the flavor. Like this is extremely flavorful.
Yeah.
It's delicious. You kind of get that citrus and everything, but it doesn't hurt.
I bought
It doesn't give me
It's
that
just
face.
good.
the first IPA I
face.
ever had was Arrogant Bastard.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah,
And
that
it
was a bad one.
It was terrible. Like I was like, nope.
and isn't it like the teens or something like?
Oh,
the
yeah.
percent is way up there.
And the bitter units or whatever.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
IBUs.
IBUs. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. I'm surprised Colin's not in the chat, like just talking shit. We've been talking about beer a while.
probably putting the
I
kids
keep
to bed.
looking up and like, what's he gonna say?
Oh,
What's
no.
he gonna say? What's he gonna say?
He's a dad. He's probably
Go
asleep.
to sleep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Wow.
Go to sleep, little baby. Cool.
So you always have events. I know that you've got like a lot of like drag brunch. Is it drag brunch? Right? Like you've got drag brunch. You've got
This
like things
Saturday.
going on constantly. What are some of those things that you've got that are like constant that people can like look forward to?
So we do drag brunch the second Saturday of every month, and then we do a drag after dark on the fourth Friday. But with the holidays coming up and some events coming up,
Oh, yeah.
it's actually a little different. So I think it's the 3rd. So it's October 20th is our next drag after dark. So this Saturday is drag brunch, and next Friday is drag after dark,
Nice.
which is in the back room. So it's like a late night Friday show instead of that Saturday daylight show.
Okay.
And then we do trivia every Wednesday. Tomorrow. Today's Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We've been drinking. Whatever.
If you're listening live or on the streaming platforms, you're late to it. You should have been there. You should have been there yesterday.
But it's every Wednesday?
Yeah, it's every Wednesday,
Okay.
and tomorrow, about once a month or every 3 weeks, we do a theme. So tomorrow's Disney trivia.
oh, cool.
Nice.
Oh,
So
terrible.
just let it go.
Yeah, absolutely
I
terrible.
would
at
do
that.
that with Disney. Yeah.
Like I kill it at some like general trivia, general knowledge, but you start going in like Disney or specifics and that.
Or
So
9/11.
usually it's general. I think tomorrow's Disney, and then November 1st is Dia de los Muertos.
Oh, sick.
So
sick.
with that's
Javier,
our
can
next
we do
theme.
that?
Why are you asking me?
You know
Because
why?
you're the only Mexican at the table.
Mexican man?
Yes.
Dia de los Muertos?
You know why?
Dude, if you're gonna ask someone about mayo, who's it be? Like one of us, probably. So like, come on,
Yeah.
tip me with a good time.
Okay, Miracle Wonder Bread. I don't
Got
know.
you. I can help with that.
Jesus. Hey, what kind of
You're like,
events?
we call it aioli now.
Yeah, it's aioli. It's got a little garlic in it. All right, bitch.
It's fancy now. So like, what kind of
Great
events?
coupon.
It's spicy. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper.
She went over the
know.
events.
Jesus
No, but
Christ.
what kind of other like future events would you like? Like, what would you like to do? Would you like to have like a little like a festival like in the parking lot that people can go to?
I'm
or-
for everything. The problem with doing a festival in the parking lot is you lose all the parking in the neighborhood.
Yeah, the one place that has a parking lot. Yeah, you lose that.
But like we talked about car shows several times, especially using the parking lot for something like that on a Sunday or something when the neighborhood's not as full.
Yeah.
But a lot of that was pre-COVID or another COVID outbreak or whatever. So it's never really come to pass. But I have a lot of family that's been into cars. So that's always been a thing I'd, be into. But I'm open for anything. We're all for what the community is asking for. So
I like that.
we have music bingo now on Thursdays, which I like because trivia is like you come with your team and you don't talk to the other teams. But music bingo, when I went to my first one, I was like, do you know this song? Because it's just a bingo card. Everyone knows the answers.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just having the right bingo card to
Right.
win
So it's
and
like
paying
50-50.
enough attention.
Right.
So you can Shazam it and everything else, and you can just go by yourself or go with one or two other people. And seeing couples kind of like start talking to each other and make friends while they're playing, because once you know the song, you can just talk through the rest of it. That's a lot of fun, and that's what we do every Thursday now. And Colin hosts we keep bringing up this person that doesn't exist.
Gross.
Vomit.
But once a
Oh, he's still in the chat, by the way. There you are.
but we host a beer class. So like if you want to know more about beer and food pairings, then we do. The next one coming up is going to be Halloween candy and beer. So all that candy you steal from your kids, what beers do you pair it with?
Oh,
you
that's
know?
amazing. Do you
Yeah.
pay for this? Is
Yeah,
this-
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll bring you. He custom picks the beers that we have on tap
Yeah.
with the candies that he's gonna do,
Oh,
and then
I
you
love
come and
this.
he talks through his basic Cicerone knowledge.
His level 3 bullshit.
Damn, Chad. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
He ain't dead. He's over here listening.
He's one of 8 in the States, so I
Damn.
really should.
Come on, man.
That advanced Cicerone's kind
Because
of a
most
big
people-
deal. And
most
there's not a
people
level 4 in
Advance
Texas.
faster. Is that what you're saying? Because he's at 3, you're at 1.
Is our
Yeah.
boy Mikey one of those? Is he level 3?
Mikey, Mikey works at, what is it, 83 on Stereo? Is that what the name of the place?
I don't know where he's at now.
He is a Cicerone and a sommelier. He's a pretty cool guy.
I do want to say breaking news: the Rangers have made it to the American League Championship Series. They've beaten the Orioles 7-1.
All three. They swept them
it. They
hoes.
swept
And by
7-1.
except for the last innings.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
but that means that we have swept the two teams that we played against. I got to get that in because
Crazy.
I'm sorry. We're just one game or we're one series away.
Final four.
Final
Final four. Hell yeah.
Do it.
And now, Action Sports with Javier. Go ahead and get it out there.
Hey, the Rangers won. I had no idea they would win. Okay. I'm sorry. I had to get
And that was Action Sports with Javier. Thank you,
Tim.
Javier.
Thank you.
And that's enough.
So, yeah, no, I'm very excited. I do want to go more often. I really don't do much because of work.
I want to go to this candy thing. That
Yeah, me
sounds
too.
fucking
That sounds
awesome.
amazing.
So
As
that's
long
October 26th.
Okay.
As long as
Thursday
there's
night.
not candy corn pairings.
I love candy corn.
Come on.
To
If there's
show
a
up and
good
find
beer, if there's a good beer to go with it, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
What's your favorite Halloween candy?
I'm a big fan of the Skittles. Just a little, or not the Skittles, sorry, the Snickers.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a big chocolate fan, but like that's a nice little, just the tip of the chocolate.
They're always just little,
is
little
only getting
snack
worse,
bites.
isn't it?
Yeah.
How many times we're gonna say just the tip in this podcast?
Hey, man. That was my motto. No.
No, stop.
I'm
All
a
right.
woman in beer. I've been brainwashed.
Poor you.
Christ. So I see we have a jar here. Do we have questions from a jar?
We do have.
I think we
questions
should
for
do
John.
a couple questions, and then we've been at this for.
But we still got
But
to
we
get
still
into
got this.
Yeah.
two peanut butters, 1 cup.
Okay,
So we're gonna open
Chad,
that.
will you do the honors?
Yeah, as long
Wait,
as you.
No, here. She's the guest. She's the guest.
I'm the Cicerone.
She's the Cicerone.
Shaking it up there.
Bafangu.
Thank you very much, Cicerone. The best of the best there. ever was.
Gabagool.
I'll let you pass that over to her so she can pull out
So these are random
question.
questions that people have submitted either through social media, our Google phone, which is 817-677-0408. You have any question for our future guest or for us, we'll pull them out of the jar. You can call, text 817-677-0408, or just hit us up on social media at the Funky Panther and just let us know your question. We'll throw it in the jar.
Even if you hate
Bye
us.
now.
Yeah, right? That's pretty bad. 817-677-0408. I said 817. No, okay, I'm done.
So if you were stranded on a deserted island, what 3 items would you want to have with you?
Ooh, that's a good one.
A lot of
So we gonna let the guest go first, or we just?
No, yeah, let her.
All right, yeah.
I don't
She's
know.
got to go first.
Let the guest go
Thanks.
first. Jeez, Tim.
Asshole.
Sunscreen.
It's a good one because I don't burn as much.
You
don't
will
burn
burn
as-
on an island, bitch.
Much, but like to be on an island by yourself and die of skin cancer just sounds horrible.
Oh God, yeah.
Um,
So we got sunscreen.
It smells so good. Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
sunscreen.
2 more,
I'm
right?
gonna go with a knife.
Okay.
So I feel like that's good
You
for
need a
opening
sharp
like
object.
coconuts or anything that you may
Fish.
need there.
Digging,
Even
fish.
just digging fish, making your home.
True. Yes.
Yeah.
Any coverage,
We've all watched
anything like
Castaway.
that. Yeah, and Naked
And
and Afraid.
Lost.
Yeah. Oh, I love Naked and Afraid.
Right?
What part do you like the most?
The afraid part.
Oh my God, that's fucked. Actually, when you think about it, that's so much more fucked than you just saying naked.
Right?
You're gross, man.
It's
All
naked
right.
24/7
Shh,
here.
Third thing.
Probably a book, but I'm trying to think what book it would be.
Harry
Okay.
Potter.
Are
and
you
the
a
Chamber of
big
Secrets.
reader?
Just one? You would choose
Just
one Harry Potter
Just
book?
one. Actually, it'd be the Order of the Phoenix for me.
And for you, it'd be the ones that Anthony pulled out the last few pages.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yes.
I am a big reader. Now more audiobooks because I would just fall asleep if I read things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Me too.
I'd have to come back to like what book, but
Okay,
yeah.
but a book. So
A book.
knife, book, and what was the first
Sunscreen.
thing? Sunscreen. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I'm listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger's newest book right now.
He's
really
got a
good.
book.
This is a book.
This book is very good. No,
Neither one of us did it well. I think we've been drinking too much.
Yeah, I know.
We've had too much beer.
That's very.
What is it? Yeah, what's in your heart? You're the one with the voices.
All right. Besides this horrible accent, what are you bringing to the deserted island?
Called out.
Mine would
Called
be
out.
You only get 2 because you're bringing the horrible accents.
mine would be that shovel, that little small shovel with the
Oh yeah,
serrated
that you can. Yeah,
that you
the K tool. I think is what they call it.
yeah,
something
you
like
can,
that, yeah.
and then I would bring like one of those water purifier straws.
Like life straw.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
life straw. That's smart.
That's
That's
a
a
good
good
one.
one. That's a
It's
good
a good
one.
one.
Third, it'd probably be like it'd be like a penthouse or something.
I was
Penthouse.
gonna say,
Penthouse.
So an actual fuck.
Yes. Yes. I mean, because you can only go off of so much in your memories, so you just got to go with the
Sure.
reading
A
literature.
okay, a magazine. I thought you meant an actual penthouse. Like, I'm going to bring a house with me. I was like,
Hey, I
what?
take it back.
A trailer park. What? At first, so Colin in the chat has said, with full hand morons. I was like, man, he's really angry with us. He said full hand motions. My bad. All right. Okay. I was like, we need to calm down, calling him out because he's getting real upset.
Somebody's not having as many beers as we are.
Right.
Oh my god. Oh,
Poor guy.
So good.
All right. So they were, remind us, it was Penthouse Magazine. It was,
The K tool, right?
Or yeah, the K shovel or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
the
yeah.
shovel
Yeah.
with serrated end.
yeah.
The military
and then-
shovel.
Yeah, military shovel
Yeah.
and the sucking straw.
Okay. Life straw.
Life straw.
Life straw.
It's called a life straw.
Sucking straw, whatever.
All straws are sucking straws.
Not all of them. Okay.
Yeah, they are.
That's
Tim.
why they're called straws.
I'm gonna bring a hatchet. I'm gonna bring a butane torch, like one of those like big like like you get from Home Depot. Like you're gonna weld some shit.
This is
yeah.
dangerous, by
Yeah.
the way.
Bringing one of those,
This
going
is
to
so
start
good.
fire.
Yeah.
It's only gonna take a little bit, and like a tarp.
You would bring a
Just a
tarp.
tarp, so I can have shelter.
Man, that's great. That's really good. I think I would do a tent.
Not a tarp.
Yeah, not a tarp. I'm gonna stick with a
Give me
tent
a whole ass
because
tent.
it's a little bit better than a tarp. I'm gonna- 'Cause fuck
I
you.
didn't even think we could bring tents.
Yeah, of course we can bring
Oh, we
tents.
bring tents.
I thought he was bringing a fucking
Bring a
penthouse.
fucking penthouse.
My do.
I'm picturing a Barbie
I have egg on my
penthouse,
face.
like a Barbie dream house
with
That's what
open
I'm
walls
picturing.
and shit.
It's
yeah.
this big.
Yeah.
He just wants to play. In
I'm
there.
gonna say tent, bow and arrows, right? Like bow and arrows.
Are you good at those?
Yeah, of course.
Jesus.
Come on.
I watched it Naked and Afraid where they got nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she was good at it.
Oh, well, I mean, you have time. You'll get better, maybe. I don't know. And then 3 would be like a thing of waterproof matches. Yeah.
You don't want to like.
You don't want to bring a
pass away-
torch?
No, just waterproof matches because you're gonna run out of the torch.
You're gonna run out of matches.
You're gonna run out of Probably not. Probably not.
Get one of those fucking things.
Oh
that-
yeah, Flintstone things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My torch
You know
is
what?
like literally one click, and then it's lit.
No, I'm gonna get Flint
Okay. Yeah.
because that'll last
I'm
way
gonna-
longer than
I'm
most
gonna
torches.
forge.
A torch has fuel. You'll
Yeah,
still run out of.
but a lot of it. And I'm gonna.
No, he's getting the torch without fuel. He's he's just hoping for the best.
and I can forage for flint.
You can forage for Flint. There's not gonna be Flint on the island, you fool.
You don't know.
So Naked and Afraid, they give you like 2 weeks or a week.
It's
right?
a month.
Is it a month? To
I think so, yeah.
To get like 30 miles to where you gotta. They gotta
It's
pick
usually
you up?
not that far, so it's only the last like few days that you're actually traveling.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one I last watched was she was like a bow hunter and brought her bow and arrow, and she tried to teach him, but she tapped out after like 3 days.
Oh my god.
And so he had that, but she could never catch anything. He never did. So he went 30 days without eating.
Jesus.
what?
Yeah. And then he hiked out and was able to get out and he survived it. But
Holy shit.
he just didn't eat. He had water and he could go that long without eating anything sustainable. But so
mean, I'm a
that's why
chubby
when you
boy.
said bow, I was like, oh.
I mean, a bow would be great.
I think you should
also
bring
think
fishing stuff.
Also, you're
we're
on
on,
an-
we're on an island,
on
you
an
moron.
island.
Island.
They were like in the safari. So
I'm into bow fishing or spear fishing. That would be fun too. It's like, you know what? Those 3-pronged spears that have a rubber band, those are pretty much impossible to fail. Like you get close, you're like, got them. You know what I mean? That's probably the better bet for the night.
All right, let's pull one more out.
Okay, yeah.
But they give you like one thing to take with you.
Am I doing it?
As
now?
Yeah.
As a reminder, for all of our wonderful audience out there, the show Naked and Afraid has really two parts to it: naked and also being afraid.
And Javier likes the
Javier's
afraid part.
favorite part is being afraid
your
because he's
fear.
a sick individual.
To be fair, they blur out the naked parts.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Barely.
that's
Barely. I happened to catch whenever I was in Vegas. We turned the TV on and they had Naked and Afraid going, and I swear I saw
Is it
taint.
naked or naked?
Hey,
Get him.
I've been
I love
drinking.
this.
I've been drinking them from the south. You know.
Okay, so we are drinking the very last beer. Before you get to the last question, we're drinking 2 peanut butters, 1 cup, which we've talked about. This is my favorite beer that y'all
We've
make.
actually made him watch. Well, what this is kind of named after.
I have,
so.
Yeah.
I have not watched it.
Funny story. He had never, and he's a sick, obviously, he likes the afraid part. He's a sick motherfucker. And Javier had never seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and we made him watch it on air during one of our shows not too long ago. It was awful.
And our TikTok got a
During the
lot
show?
of good
Nice.
videos, or got a lot of good likes
We
on
got
there.
a lot of traction.
Got a lot of traction on that. And then
And
it got,
somebody, I remember somebody commented, "Hey, I could still see
We
very
blurred it
clearly."
We blurred it real heavy, and you could still see
the
what's
guy's
going on.
like, "I can still see what's going on."
It got banned
It was
after a
more
little bit.
blurred than naked and afraid.
no. It was blurred enough to where like it was
You
a
can
fine
still
blur, so
see-
it was kind of fuzzy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was my bad.
But I'm glad I went that long without watching it.
Yeah, I mean-
I didn't feel like I needed to.
You know.
You
But
really
you did,
don't.
right?
But it is fun when you
She
go
hasn't
to
watched
a
it,
table.
but you really don't need to watch it.
Yeah, when you go to a table and you're like, 2 people laugh and one person's like, I don't get it.
You're like, oh.
And they're like, just look it up. It's fine.
oh, those poor souls.
Hey, just
Poor
Google
souls.
Lemon Party while you're.
Oh, no. Okay. Moving on to the question, I guess. Yeah?
Good
Nope.
name for
Not
it.
doing that.
Blue waffles.
Oh.
Yeah, we kind of unintentionally had a beer named
Oh Lord.
Blue Belgian Waffle when we first opened.
There was no it was intentional.
Yeah,
that had to have been
that's got to be intentional. Come on.
Just looking at each other like, "Hey,
Hey,
you know what we
It
named
was
it,
not
right?"
someone's going to
intentional.
know.
Somebody.
It got renamed
Okay.
and then never existed. What's the most exciting adventure or activity on your bucket list that you've already accomplished?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mine was going to the Grand Canyon.
Really?
Yeah, it was like
So this was a bucket list thing?
it was a bucket list thing that I did that like a couple years ago, but it was a bucket list thing to go to the Grand Canyon and like actually like I wanted to get as close to the edge as I could, and
Right.
I did achieve that. So
Okay.
definitely on my bucket list.
Javier?
It was meet someone famous and already did that.
Yeah. Okay. We know.
Me.
We're not even going to ask.
It
We're
was
not
me.
It was you,
The level 1 Cicerone.
And you're never gonna fail.
and I'm never going to fail.
What about you, Sam?
I guess it'd be hiking Machu Picchu.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you hike it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We
That
did
is
the
so
5-day
cool.
hike in.
We have talked about that for a
Jesus.
while, like going to it. Like I would love to do that.
So is
'Cause
it
I
like 8 to
enjoy-
10 miles a day or something? Or is it, how much was it per day?
I think it was like 8 to 15. It depends because
Shit.
there's a portion in there that's like all uphill and all downhill. And
Yeah.
Colin did it as well, but like on a separate trip than I did. But yeah, it was great. I like the hike more than like actually Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many people by the time you get there, and you've
sure.
been seeing these ruins that are amazing the whole time, and like that was more a I want to do that. I think I enjoyed hiking in Iceland more.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hike
So
the actual glaciers?
I did the 5-day hike across Iceland. That's like Lagavegr to Landamalar.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
speak Icelandic. It's
And those words are
it's
like
all
18
made
letters
up,
long.
yeah.
No one fucking knows what
and
they're
those
talking
are
about.
actually the easier words that don't have weird symbols and stuff.
Yokel.
Right.
But like that was probably the better hike, but I don't think I expected that to be. I think looking forward to it, you like, oh, I'm gonna hike to Machu Picchu, and so that was the one that I was like, oh, we have to go do this, and it was amazing.
Right.
But I probably enjoyed Iceland more.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's just such a
But I
beautiful
really
country,
want to go to
though.
Patagonia.
Oh,
That's
yeah. No, for sure.
We tried to make
100%.
a plan in 2021, and the COVID thing just we did
Fuck
enough
shit up.
research that it will haunt my dreams, and I can't afford it.
It's an expensive trip.
But also when you make no money.
And that.
Where's Patagonia?
So, like South America. So it was going all the way to the tip, and I've been to the I've been all
Every
the
time,
way,
Sam, come on with
I've
this.
been all the way because I went to South Africa to Cape Town for a wedding.
Cool.
As well, right before we opened, and was able to go to the southernmost area of South Africa, and so being able to go
Well
to
done.
South
She said-
America as well.
I thought you said areola. I don't know why.
Okay, come on, dude. Come on. She was skirting what she wanted to say, and you still make it bad.
Sorry.
But even looking at like 2 weeks down to Patagonia, it was like, okay, how do we try and make this work to where Iceland was the same way. I felt like, and Peru. It was like, how do you choose which things you want to see more than the other things you want to
Yeah.
see? It's almost like choosing what you're going to take to a deserted island. It's like, I don't know.
I could use so many more.
I'm going to take or do these things, but I'm going to still wish that I could have done
Right.
all of these things.
Right.
What was your favorite thing in Iceland? Because me and Chad have been to Iceland,
Yeah.
and so like, what's your favorite?
The
thing?
hike definitely was, but there was, I think it was Basura was the Foss, like the Foss is the waterfall.
Waterfall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
falls,
It's like the blue waterfall, and
Okay.
it's like a hidden waterfall. You had to do like a mile and a half hike in.
Oh, nice.
And it was in the Golden Circle, so it was really right where you would like find things. But we also went up to Akureyri.
I
and
love
that area
Akureyri.
and
Oh my
loved
God.
it. And we were there at the time of their like winter festival or whatever, and so they had like this whole thing in their botanical gardens, and so you went and there were people singing and they had beers and food and all of that stuff. But then everybody hiked down to this old town and just like walked through the streets to Old Town, and it was like it was Halloween. They had it all decorated and we walked around.
Nice.
And in one of the yards, there was a child, maybe 5 years old, just like, and just like this crazy. And that was what the family was doing for this.
All right,
was
Timmy,
just-
you're gonna go out there and you're gonna scare some people that are hiking in.
Fjord, go
Get
out
'em,
there and
Timmy.
scatter those beer pills, Fjord.
Terrifying, but
Yeah.
amazing because it was all part of their culture and their history.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hans. Hans is gonna go down there and do that.
And just really loved that because it felt less touristy and more of like the locals, and the fact that we stumbled into this really cool festival, their annual festival that they have, made it even better. But
Yeah.
really like that entire area of Iceland.
The best
Yeah.
part is when you stumble, like you said, you stumble into something that you didn't plan for, and it becomes like the best part of the trip. Like
Yeah.
it's just like the things you're like, we didn't mean to do this.
Unless
but
you end
this
up in
shit is
San
so
Antonio
cool.
during Fiesta Week and have no idea that that's a thing.
Man, I'll fuck with Fiesta Week. Come on, don't
I
even tell
fucks
me
with
with a
that. I
good
got
time.
pictures where I was 18 drunk.
I'm sure you do.
Okay,
Yes.
that was a pretty
times.
short story.
Good times
All
were
right.
had by all.
So, no one's asking me. I will say that my
Well,
favorite.
we're waiting for you.
Oh, okay. Mine was diving in the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Like that was two places I really want to dive. One was the Red Sea, and the other I have not done yet is in Australia, but the Great Barrier Reef. But that one was number 2 up there, and it was so fucking amazing.
I'm
That
sure.
was one of
I've
the
seen
most
the
amazing
videos.
experiences I've ever had in my entire life. Period. Was diving the Red Sea. It was amazing.
I've seen the videos.
Excuse me?
It looked amazing.
No, that
Can
was
you-
a different video.
Oh.
And you did enjoy that
did
one
enjoy that
just
video.
fine.
Can you like see through the water?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
crystal clear.
Nice.
Yeah, Red Sea was one of the clearest places I've ever, like it was like, let's say 50, 60 feet clarity. And then not only that, but like, I don't, you just
But it's
don't
like deep
expect it.
blue.
Huh?
It's like a deep blue look. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a place, and so I think I mentioned it to these guys one time, but there was this one particular dive, because we did 2 dives in 2 days, well, 2 dives one day, 2 dives the next day. So we did 4 dives, 2 days. We were out on this boat the whole
So
time.
many numbers.
4 dives, 2 days. That's what I
Got
should
it.
have
Yeah.
said.
4
Start
dives.
there. 4
over
dives,
2
2 days. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Got it.
So
Did you
one-
do 3 the first day or?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Fuck
give me
you,
some of that
dude.
beer because it's like 2 peanut butters, 1
Yeah.
cup.
So one of the last dives we did, the guide kind of took us and we're in this deep blue water. We're probably like 30 feet from the surface, and there's nothing. Like even as clear as the water is, we're so far from everything, you see nothing. And so we're like in this just deep blue. And like I loved it. I love it so much. But like my friends that I was with, you could tell they were like, "Oh, I don't like this a whole lot." Like it was just nothingness. It's like you're in space. It was just you never really have a feeling like that unless you're in that type of water or in space because there's nothing around you. So he's taking us around, and we finally come around this reef. And so we get to the reef, and then it's just gorgeous. Like the reef and the fish and everything, the colors, we're just deep enough to see all the colors still, and it's just beautiful. And then he kind of gave us this signal to stop swimming, and I was like, I don't understand why. The current picks us up, and like we go around this reef, and I'm just kind of like sitting on my fins with my arms crossed, just sitting there, and the current's just taking us around this reef, and it's like I'm watching this movie, like the best movie I've ever seen.
It's like the turtles in Finding
Yes,
Nemo.
Yes, exactly. I'm not doing shit.
Just rip it and turn it in.
Yes, exactly. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I just sat there. It was like I was watching a movie. I was like tearing up in my goggles, like this is the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. And so yeah, that for sure. And that was like I think the third or fourth dive out of the 2 days, and it was just fucking bonkers. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Man,
I love it.
Tim. Yeah.
That's great.
All right.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So, Sam, as we kind of close out, we appreciate you coming on the show so much more than Colin not coming on the show, obviously. We appreciate you coming in, bringing us beer.
So
It
much
was
fun.
The best of the best.
I'm gonna grab me a slice of pizza.
And you're so, yeah. You brought pizza,
I
and we
did
said
bring
no
pizza.
to, but Javier's been drinking, so
I figured it'd be a yes by the end.
you're so smart. You're smart. So is there anything else that you wanted to plug? You know, obviously, Funky Panther Brewery on social media, right? Or
Funky Picnic.
Funky
Funky
Picnic.
Picnic.
We're Funky
Jesus
Panther.
Christ, I've drank a little too much beer. I'm sorry.
If
Funky
you invest
Picnic
enough money,
Brewery.
we'll rebrand.
You too could have your name at Funky Picnic.
We're very close, actually, in names. I don't know why this didn't happen sooner, to be honest with you. I don't know why y'all didn't come on sooner. This
Do you
is
have
amazing.
dreams? I know I do.
So, Funky Picnic Brewery on
Yeah.
social media, right?
Yeah, Funky Picnic on Facebook, Funky Picnic Brewery on Instagram, and funkypicnicbrewery.com.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for bringing us beer and talking to us. This has been so much fun. Like, way too much fun.
Yeah.
Is there
too
anything
much.
else you wanted to plug?
No, just come see us, spend some money, tell us what events you want. We'll do it.
It's worth it.
We're here for you.
They've got the brewery. They've got the food. They've got next door if you want some cocktails and no kid action. They've got games and board games for days. Like,
And they have a great crew for like serving stuff because like they're really entertaining and they're not boring, you know?
If you happen to see Sam,
You know?
if you happen to see Sam up there, tell her that hey, the Funky Panther, right? We saw you on that episode.
yeah.
I'll give you
yeah.
a free Funk Punk sticker.
Look at that. Look at that free sticker.
That's our
Love it.
local sticker.
And I'll be honest with you, I've been up there quite a bit. 9 times out of 10, you're working. Like, you're there like every time. So
I've been trying to do that less, but I
Yeah.
keep getting sucked back in.
Go
When
into
it's
that.
your business,
Yeah.
you kind of it's a labor of love, right?
But thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Having us
And you
me.
only.
Supposed to be in us.
Thanks to everybody watching on YouTube. Thank you for hanging out with us in our first 30 and throughout the podcast. Also, anyone listening in, we appreciate you. Go ahead and follow us at social media on the Funky Panther everything and thefunkypanther.com. You can also call, text 817-677-0408. Thank you. Love you. Stay good, everybody. I'm Chad.
I'm eating delicious pizza from Funky Picnic.
And I'm Tim.
The
The Funky Panther.
Not the Funky Picnic,
I
but they're
can't yell
great.
it, but it's so delicious.